You know, I wonder what the current left would say about that song. All I gotta say is that I like it. Hey, that's a twofer from Genesis. Now, of course, the last was off the self-titled album, Genesis. And this was, I believe, the first album that they put out after Peter Gabriel went his own way. And Phil Collins took the reins. And I think Rutherford and Banks just kind of followed along after that. And, of course, the one before, I Can't Dance. Came out a few years later. Still good tunes. Genesis is definitely one of those forgotten bands from the 80s, but they certainly did have their heyday. Okay, guys, I'm looking at it again. My sound's tanked. Hold on. There we go. Back from 72 all the way up to 100. Like that. I fancy it. It's a pretty proper thing. There we go. Hey, everybody. Kadun is on her way home right now, so I thought I'd go ahead and get this semi started. That makes it kind of feel like we actually start on time, and we never really do, but we try, and we try hard. So with that, I will say, good morning, Jeremy06. Good morning, Brad Young. Good morning, Sir Adamantine. Good morning, Eric Folmes. Good morning, Goatman. And that's all the faces that have appeared in the chat. Yeah, it was a little bit too, too overnight soul. A little too low. That's right, fellow babies. Yo, DJ here, Venus Flytrap. We're going to be playing some mellow sounds, so get those candles lit, get the Colt 45 on ice, and get your baby sitting right next to you. For the next 4 hours, we'll be coming to you with the sultry sounds of soul, and hope you fill a hole. I have no idea what that was. Just no idea. I gotta say, a lot of music from the 80s I never heard. I was a kid back then, and music was not a big thing for me. Oh man, music was always a big thing for me. Even when I was in junior high, I actually worked for the, well, not worked, but volunteered, because it's not like you get paid, for the high school radio station. And yeah, I ended up getting booted off a couple of times. I think those stories have been told, but you know, maybe at a later date I might talk about it. Yeah, Jay the Magic Robot, good morning. And yes, WKRP, since I live in Ohio, was a very big thing back then. Very big. I think I've mentioned this before, but it's just one of those things, like, you know, if you see a sitcom or a television show landscapes of your hometown, or, you know, where you're living, it's kind of a buzz. It's kind of an excitement. You know, to point and say, hey, I know where that is, or hey, I know where this is, or I crossed that bridge, or I've been in that building. Oh, Brad. Okay. So, fellow babies, that was Marvin Gaye with Let's Get It On. And you know what to do. Take your lover by the hand and do it in the butt. There, are you happy now? I'm a dancing monkey without the organ grinder, but that's okay. And yeah, I still have the starting soon up, because I got a little surprise. I did some redecorating for spring. And I am hoping that we can get the Caduntrus in and unveil. I guess I'm going to eventually have to unveil it anyway. But I just wanted her to be here too. Yeah, I don't know, Brad. There's a lot of insomniacs that hang around in Ohio for some reason. I have no idea why that is. Without doxing, I know at least 4 people who listen to this stream. And they are from Ohio. Some place in Ohio. I think 2 from Southern and 1 from Northern. And 4th one, no clue. No clue at all. So, yeah. I don't know if anybody got the chance to see it or not. I hope so. I hope everybody got the chance out there to watch Congressman Mike Lee's speech before they took the vote about the Green New Deal. You want to talk about laughter? Holy God, I laughed my ass off through that whole thing. That's something that I would like to play in its entirety, but I don't think I can. I wonder if I would get slammed for it. Let's see. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the yeah, I think it's right here. You know, normally we don't do anything about politics unless it's really fucking funny. Good morning, Mr. LM 002. Let's see here. Yeah, technically, Goat Man, you know, after they come for the cows, they're going to come for the goats. So, yeah. Good thing this legislation did not pass. Now, here's the fucked up part about it. Okay, 100 people in Congress, right? The vote, it was downvoted 57 to nothing because the Democrats didn't show up. And they were trying to make up some excuse that it was in support because the House was going to vote it down anyway. And so what? You show solidarity for the bill, and that just basically says no. You don't give a shit about it. That shows no solidarity for not even showing up. I mean, they're getting paid to show up, right? So show up. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to show the new layout. See what you guys think of it. Here is our new layout. Just in time for spring. Now, of course, it's always going to have a night background on it because it's, you know, we only broadcast at night. But I like it because it looks like the pills are dropping straight out of the title for Insomnia Ramble stream. I think that's pretty cool. So what do you guys think? Oh yeah, I remember the Wolfman Jack, baby. I remember Wolfman Jack. Matter of fact, he actually got immortalized in a song. Clap for the Wolfman. It's the same jokers who did cover the Rolling Stone. I'm gonna wonder about that nice payoff thing. Hey, you know what? If they mess with me, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go ahead and play this anyway. I think it's so funny. If you guys missed it, you really need to watch it. Let's see here. Where is my 7 days? There it is. Damn, my 7-day screen. And we're gonna click on that. Let's see here. Well, damn it, it's not showing anything. Alright, you bastards. That's what a black screen looks like. Let's see if we pull it up this way. Gonna let me show it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Hey, here we go. Let's have some fun.
Senator from Utah.
Mr. President, fear has become an all too prevalent quality in American political discourse. And unfortunately, fear is unavoidable when debating the substance of the resolution before this body today. That is climate change, socialism, and the Green New Deal. On entering this debate, I have a little fear in my heart as well. But, Mr. President, my fear at this moment may be just a little different than that of some of my colleagues. Unlike some of my colleagues, I'm not immediately afraid of what carbon emissions unaddressed might do to our environment in the near-term future, or our civilization, or our planet in the next few years. Unlike others, I'm not immediately afraid of what the Green New Deal would do to our economy and our government. After all, this isn't going to pass. Not today, not anytime soon, certainly.
Okay, now, you have to understand that this is the wind-up. The pitch has not come yet. But this is the wind-up. Because, you know, got to lay the foundation before you do anything else. So here we go back again.
Rather, after reading the Green New Deal, I'm mostly afraid of not being able to get through this speech with a straight face. For Mr. President, I rise today to consider the Green New Deal with the seriousness it deserves. This is, of course,
okay, here we go.
A picture of former President Ronald Reagan naturally firing a machine gun while riding on the back of a dinosaur. You'll notice a couple of important features here. First of all, the rocket launcher strapped to President Reagan's back, and then the stirring, unmistakable patriotism of the Velociraptor holding up a tattered American flag, a symbol of all it means to be an American. Now, critics might quibble with this depiction of the climactic battle of the Cold War, because while awesome, in real life there was no climactic battle. There was no battle with or without velociraptors. The Cold War, as we all know, was won without firing a shot.
Okay, this is funny. Come on now, people. Come on, Ronald Reagan on a Velociraptor. Yeah. I would have paid to see this. This looks like a Michael Bay movie. But I digress. We continue.
But that quibble actually serves our purposes here today, Mr. President, because this image has as much to do with overcoming communism in the 20th century as the Green New Deal has to do with overcoming climate change in the 21st.
Is this the point where they have that one meme where all the black guys rock back and go, whoa? By the way, just to cue you in, see the blonde over there at the far, well, technically it's his left, but right, but over at the far left. Now watch her as she tries to hold her shit together. and basically fails. I mean, she tries to keep a serious face, but yeah, it ain't happening. Okay.
The aspirations of the proposal have been called radical. They've been called extreme. But mostly, they're ridiculous. There isn't a single serious idea here, not one. To illustrate, let me highlight two of the most prominent goals produced by the plan's authors. Goal number one, the Green New Deal calls essentially for the elimination of airplanes. Now, this might seem merely ambitious for politicians who represent the densely populated northeastern United States. But how is it supposed to work for our fellow citizens who don't live somewhere between Washington, D.C. and Boston? In a future without air travel, how are we supposed to get around the vast expanses of, say, Alaska during the winter? Well, I'll tell you how.
Yes, he will tell you how. Because Alaskans, get ready.
Tauntauns, Mr. President. This is a beloved species of reptomammals, native to the ice planet of Hoth.
All right, she's already losing her shit.
Now, while perhaps not as efficient in some ways as airplanes or as snowmobiles, these hairy bipedal species of space lizards offer their own unique benefits. Not only are tauntauns carbon neutral, but according to a report a long time ago and issued far, far away, they may even be fully recyclable and usable for their warmth, especially on a cold night. What about Hawaii? Isolated 2,000 miles out into the Pacific Ocean. Under the Green New Deal's effective airplane prohibition, how are people there supposed to get to and from the mainland?
Oh, please tell us, Mike. Mike, tell us. We need to hear. We gotta hear.
And how are they supposed to maintain that significant portion of their economy that's based on tourism? At that distance, swimming would, of course, be out of the question. And jet skis are notorious gas guzzlers. No, all residents of Hawaii would be left with is this. This is a picture of Aquaman.
Hell yes, it's a picture of Aquaman. Preach, Mike, preach.
A superhero from the undersea kingdom of Atlantis, and notably here, a founding member of the Super Friends. I draw your attention, Mr. President, to the 20-foot impressive seahorse he's riding. Under the Green New Deal, this is probably Hawaii's best bet. Now, I'm the first to admit that a massive fleet of giant, highly trained seahorses would be cool. It would be really, really awesome. But we have to consider a few things. We have no idea about scalability or domestic capacity in this sector.
Plus, if you think about it, if you had to ride a massive seahorse all the way out to Hawaii, imagine what kind of pruny feet that you would have by the time you hit the mainland. No, but I digress.
The last thing we want is to ban all airplanes and only then find out that China or Russia may have already established strategic hippocampus programs designed to cut the United States out of the global market. Mr. President, we must not allow and cannot tolerate a giant seahorse gap. Goal number two. The Green New Deal anticipates the elimination of all cows. Talking points released by the sponsors of the resolution the day it was introduced cited the goal of, quote, fully getting rid of, and I'll paraphrase a little bit here, flatulating cows. Now, Mr. President, I share their concern. But honestly, I think you've got to remember that if they think the cows smell bad, just wait till they get a whiff of the seahorses.
I don't know. I've never smelled a seahorse. I don't think I ever want to. So I'm gonna err on the side of caution here with Mike.
But back to the cattle. I've got a chart to illustrate this trend. As you can see, Mr. President, on the left, these little cows represent the bovine population of America today.
She's doing a good job. She's trying not to lose her shit, but she just keeps looking down and giggling and can't break from that shit-eating grin. Poor cows.
On the right is the future population under the Green New Deal. We would go from about 94 million cows to 0 cows. No more milk, no more cheese, no more steak, no more hamburgers. Over the state work period last week, I visited some farms to find out for myself what Utah's own bovine community might think of the Green New Deal. Every cow I spoke to said the same thing. Boo.
Well, actually, once he told them of the plans of eliminating all the cows got together, thought about it, and decided that they would have a coup d'etat. I was waiting to do that joke. Anyway.
The authors of this proposal will protest that these goals are not actually part of the Green New Deal, but were merely included in supporting documents accidentally sent out by the office of the lead sponsor in the House of Representatives. But, Mr. President, this only makes my point. The supporters of the Green New Deal want Americans to trust them to reorganize our entire society, our entire economy, to restructure our very way of life, when they couldn't even figure out how to send out the right press release.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face?
The Green New Deal is not a serious policy document because it's not a policy document at all. It is, in fact, an aesthetic one. The resolution is not an agenda of solutions. It's a token of elite tribal identity, and endorsing it a public act of piety for the chic and woke. And on those embarrassing terms, it is already a resounding success. As Speaker Pelosi herself put it, quote, "The green dream, or whatever they call it, nobody knows what it is, but they're for it, right?" Right. Critics will no doubt chastise me for not taking climate change seriously. But please, Mr. President, nothing could be further from the truth. No Utahn needs to hear pious lectures about the gravity of climate change from politicians from other states. For it was only in 2016, as viewers of the Sci-Fi Network will well remember, when climate change hit home in Utah, when our own state was struck not simply by a tornado, Mr. President, but by a tornado with sharks in it. These images...
Did you ever see or ever think you would see a reference to fucking Sharknado in the hallowed halls of Congress? You go, Mike Lee. I will vote for you. I will move to your state. I will move to Utah just to vote for you.
Images are from the indispensable documentary film Sharknado 4. They captured the precise moment when one of the tornado sharks crashed through the window of Utah's Governor Gary Herbert. A true Utah hero and a fine American, Governor Herbert, who, by the way, is an incredible athlete and an expert tennis player. Governor Herbert bravely fought the animal off with the tennis racket that he keeps by his desk, precisely for occasions such as this. So let's be really clear, Mr. President. Climate change is no joke, but the Green New Deal is a joke. It is the legislative equivalent of Austin Powers' Dr. Evil, demanding sharks with frickin' lasers on their heads. The Green New Deal is not the solution to climate change. It's not even part of the solution. In fact, it's part of the problem. Yeah. The solution to climate change won't be found in political posturing or virtue signaling like this. It won't be found in the federal government at all. You know where the solution can be found, Mr. President? In churches, in wedding chapels, in maternity wards across the country and around the world.
Okay, I gotta stop it. I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, no more religion. Bing. But yes, there you go. If you missed it, there it is. I'm so surprised that Ocasio-Cortez something or another did not show up. Actually, technically, I'm not surprised that she didn't show up. Yeah, none of the Democrats showed up. But, oof. Hey, I need to catch up. Sorry, guys. I can't flip back and forth because if I do, then streamception happens and everything all fuckers up. So, let me jump in here real quick. Oh, yeah, AP. I rolled on the Tauntaun. Hell yeah, I rolled on the Tauntaun. Good morning. Okay, yeah, we'll start here. Good morning, Best Remy. Good morning. Good morning, Adonis Paul. Good morning, Gulf City Outlaw. Good morning, Karen D. Yeah, I scroll like an old man, too. For Christ's sake. Good morning, Magog of Morskar. Good morning, Buzz of the Hive. And I think I'm caught up. Yeah, I found that fantastical. I love the shit out of that speech. Now they're kind of getting back to, sometimes in Parliament, they will have like knockdown, drag out verbal altercations. And since technically there's a no slander rule in effect for Congress, for our Congress, I think people should be fucking each other up. I think this is the kind of rhetoric that we need to hear. It would make me, pay for a subscription to C-SPAN. I would watch this shit. Oh yeah, I would watch this. Let's see. You know what? Let me go ahead. I'm going to throw out some links because I'll be honest with you. It's a lonely place here in the Insomnia Ramble stream if you're just sitting in the stream by yourself. But I'll toss out a couple of links.
That might be a good idea.
Woot! You missed Sharknado and the Tauntauns.
I missed all the things because I'm just now heading home.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, did you have fun on your field trip?
Yeah, actually it was a nice chill evening.
Well, that's a good thing.
So that's, yeah.
As opposed to a bad thing.
Much better than a bad thing.
Oh, house bells. What am I doing?
I apologize for the noise because I am driving, and if you need me to mute, I can do that while you're searching for whatever it is you're searching for. What are you looking for, Doc?
Mr. Goodbar, but that's a 70s reference that no one will get.
Probably.
I
automatically think of the candy.
Yeah, Looking for Mr. Goodbar was a book that was turned into a movie about the female sexual revolution and about, a chick sleeping with a lot of men, trying to get hers. And she gets murdered in the end of it. So.
Oh, well, that's a thing.
Oh joy! I unveiled the new look for spring.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, hi to the people in the chat. I don't know who, but hi.
Well, she's driving. God damn it! So
Who's bitching? Is it John Doe who's bitching?
no, I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm just saying she's got to do a blanket high, or else crash the vehicle, and I don't want to see that happen.
Well, you wouldn't see it happen. Wait, is my camera on?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me just fix that. There we go. Now you don't have to worry. Now you won't have to see if I crash.
We'll just hear it.
Yes.
Oh, you
It'll be glorious.
kids.
I promise.
You
Huh?
kids today.
I know.
But yeah, I laughed my ass off when I saw that for Mike Lee. I'm like, this can't be serious. This cannot be serious. I thought somebody was trolling, and like the screenshots that they just kind of, wiped it and put a picture of Aquaman on a huge ass seahorse. But I tuned in. It's real. It exists. It's a thing. And
I don't.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know what's going on.
The Republican Congressman Mike Lee from Utah did his 10-minute speech before Congress before they did the vote on the Green New Deal, and he spent just basically 10 minutes mocking the shit out of it. I mean, he was like, his whole thing was like, well, hell, who's, because they want to eliminate airplanes. And so he was like, well, up in Alaska, we do have a solution for that. Tauntauns. And he was like, well, and how will people ever get to the island of Hawaii? I've got it. Aquaman has the answer. Large seahorses.
God.
Yeah, he was just fucking, it was slams all the way. It was slams. And they were brilliant. And even if he had a writer for him, yeah, that was the funniest troll I have ever seen in Congress. I mean, I've seen some good ones over at the British House of Parliament. Nobody went as far as he did. It was just bitch slapping left and right. Although, if I was his speechwriters, I would have had a better one. He put up a picture of a bunch of cows, and and part of the Green New Deal was to get rid of cows because of cows farting.
Yeah, the amount of methane that cows put out. Like, sure, I'll help get rid of cows because fuck, I get to eat them all.
Yeah, I would get rid of cows one steak at a time.
Yes.
And if they
one steak, one burger, and one hot dog, like all each little by little.
Yeah, that he said, I went and polled my consensus. Pulled the consensus with cows in my territory, and they said, "Boo!" I had a better joke.
What was your joke?
My joke was, after talking with the cows, they became angry, and now they're planning a coup d'état if the bill passes. So yeah, I think I had a better cow joke. Now
passing this bill is what causes bad cows.
Now, you know what's funny? I thought up that joke back when I was 18. I went to a national speech competition in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and we got to meet the governor. And the governor made some boring, bland joke in his speech when he was addressing all the students. Saying like, how cows in Wisconsin outnumber humans by 3 to 1. So I saved it up. I waited until he came around, and he was like, shaking the hands of all the kids. Good luck kind of thing. And I said, Governor, have you ever really given any serious consideration to the fact that, cows outnumber you 3-1? And he kind of looked at me, and I was like, because I'd be afraid if they had a coup d'etat. And he kind of looked at me like I farted. And then he actually smiled and nodded with that politician smile and just moved on to the next handshake. So I got to use my coup d'etat joke on the governor of Wisconsin. Of course.
It was a cheesy joke.
Kadant, you are being utterly ridiculous right now.
I'm just trying to milk it for all it's worth.
I give up. I do. You win. There you go. The trophy will be ready on Tuesday.
Don't worry about it. I'm just glad I was able to get you in a good mood.
Oh. Now, I find that's a load of bull at this point, but it's making some of the people in the chat horny.
Hey, don't have a cow, man.
Oh, I'd love to have a cow. I had ramen tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was chicken. I have the ability to have beef ramen. We're that rich. We are.
I'm about to get home and finally eat, and I'm gonna have me some ramen.
It's not a bad thing. Wifey hates it. Wifey fucking hates ramen. She thinks it's like really, really poor. She thinks it's like really poor people food. And she loves hot dogs. And I'm like, no, hot dogs are poor people food. And she also treats spaghetti the same way. I'm like, yeah. By the way, I did throw out some links. So, gentlemen, because there's only gentlemen that are representing themselves in the chat. If you see a link, feel free. Click upon, come on in.
Yams, boys.
So yeah, I kind of like the new setup. It's a little bit more subdued. It might even make some people fall asleep. And, that's what we're here for. Although you can't see it, but like when I click over from the opening screen, the pills drop out of the Insomnia Ramble Stream logo into the glass. Did you go mute again? You did, didn't you? You hit mute. You're killing me, Smalls. There we go. Got that done. Got that done. Got that one. So, Kadant, are you coming back? Because it's just not a good one-man operation here. I always falter.
Can you hear me? Did I lose reception for a second? Yeah. As I pulled into the fucking driveway.
Well, there you go. Hey,
because it's my fucking luck.
Let's see. What? Huh? I thought I heard somebody say my name. That was weird. That was really strange. Let me take a look here. We should also throw some links out to those who usually show up in the chat but have never been on the stream. I think that's a semi-good idea. What do you think?
Eyes.
You said something like "I." That's all I heard.
Am I roboted? Am I roboting?
A bit, yes.
Fuck. Bullshit.
I just like.
I get.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I get great reception as I'm in the midst of driving, and as soon as I pull in the driveway, all of a sudden, boom, shit.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that Ghost Dog 999 is still intergender champion. I believe this is day 5.
Nice.
So congrats on that. If he makes it to the end, that's 5 days. That's only 4 days away from tying the record and 5 days from beating it. So yeah, there's the gimmick. It's there if you guys want to play with it. But welcome to the stream, Magog.
What's up? I've had a very, very long day.
Was it a good day?
Yeah, you know, mix of both. There were good parts. I was on the midweek Saints tonight as a guest. It's been a while since I've done the Saints, and I had the most epic joke I've ever told in my life on the Saints tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so epic that everybody in the chat was like, ho, 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 ho. Even Jeff was like, oh my God, my Twitch channel is going to get fucking shut down.
Oh, hell, shut us down. What was the joke?
The joke was, I was in character on the Saints tonight. And I said, it's easy to get laid in the Middle East. Pussy is just a stone's throw away.
Oh. Oh my.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Just those flares.
I typed the joke in the chat while I was on my phone listening, and I was like, I don't know if that's going to really sell the impact of the joke. I better hop on and tell you guys. I was so proud of it because it's so rare when a comedian comes across like just that joke that makes everybody just in the pit of your stomach go, oh my God.
I curse you for making me laugh at that.
Oh, yeah. That was good. But, yeah, very long day. Very long day.
And welcome to the stream, Sir Adamantine.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Kadant. Hi, Doc. I'm Magog.
Hey.
How's the real estate shopping going?
Not good. I don't
know. You've tweeted out a lot of things that make me think, why the hell am I living where I'm living?
Yeah, but the hardest part is lining up the finances. That's the snag I've run into now, because it turns out no matter how much money I make, what I made in 2017 wasn't good enough, and it brings the average down. And like the first bank I went to, they only want to qualify me for like $63,000. Like, that's not going to do it.
Ugh, yeah.
You know, but I just spent the day. Not only did I go look at mobile homes, I wanted to go actually tour the inside of them and stuff like that at this other place that I went to. And I mailed out art prints. So I've been up since like 9 in the morning. Then I decided to come home and apply for a loan through a different company in the hopes that maybe they would give me a higher, qualifying loan, And the guy told me that, like, I gave him all my numbers and everything, and he's like, man, according to my computer system here with your credit score and how much you're telling me you make a month and everything, my computer's telling me you qualify for like 220. And I'm like, even if I qualified for that, I wouldn't want to spend that. I told him, I'm looking more for like the 120 range, 140. So we'll see what happens. They've got to go through all my documentations and then come get back to me.
What's your ideal number?
Between 120 and 140.
Okay.
Any property cheaper than 100,000 in this state is going to be like a 1980s single wide in the fucking cheap areas or like the ghetto or the fucking country where there's no internet, you know?
Yeah, I have an issue with the ghetto, but you know, it's the only place I can live at this point. Oh, by the way, good morning, Michael Hatfield.
And you know, last night when I was on the show, we talked, and John Doe was listening and told, you know, we were talking about the whole internet situation at my 12.5 acres. So I decided after I was done uploading all my documentation to the new people that I'm trying to get a loan from, I also called the internet companies in the area.
Yeah.
And not a single fucking one of them service that little portion where my land is.
And no one's willing to.
Nope. I even asked one company that does fixed wireless. Basically, it just bounces signals out from a tower. And you can pay to have access to it, and it's up to 100 meg speed, so that would work. It's faster than satellite because it's not coming from space, you know? And I was like, you guys can put a tower on my fucking property. Like, come on, work with me here. And he was like, no, we don't do that. We buy commercial property for our towers. We're not allowed to put it on private property. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Just somebody give me some fucking internet out there. But they won't do it. No, like even though the property is right around the corner from a major highway that goes into a major city and has cable running down it, fiber optic running down the highway, they would have to run it 3 or 4 city blocks to get to my property.
Wow.
And that would cost me out of pocket like tens of thousands of dollars for them to do that just to have one customer.
Oh, man.
And the one company that I talked to that does fixed wireless, he was like, there's a tower 2 miles from you. And I was like, oh, well, that's real fucking close. I should be able to get fixed wireless out there. And he was like, yeah, but there's a mountain in the way and the signal doesn't go through land.
Fuck.
So I'm in this one area where because of a mountain is blocking the tower, there's no fucking signal.
Wow.
So now I don't even think I can put a mobile home on that 12 acres I already own. So I'm back to the drawing board. I'm just basically at this point, I'm just waiting to see if I can get a higher rated loan. Because there's no property I can even conceive of, even as cheap as Arkansas is, there's no property I can conceive of buying for $63,000. That's as high as the first place was willing to go.
Yeah. Well, hell, but like I was saying last night, at least you're moving forward.
Yeah, but it also feels like I'm moving backwards. I blew out my back 3 days ago, so I've just been in utter pain.
Well, hopefully it was a sex-related injury.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's just from driving around so damn much on backcountry roads to go look at properties. I was just bouncing around in my car, and I just blew out my lower back. And it's getting bad too. Like tonight, my fucking left leg went numb while I was live on the Saints.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So I blew out my back. I can't find a property, and I haven't been able to get qualified for more than $60,000, and I can't get internet on the land that I do own.
Maybe you should look into a GoFundMe.
I don't have enough fans. I did a GoFundMe last year to raise money to build a bigger indoor set, and I was only able to raise like $5,000. And that was off of most of that came from the generosity of like 2 guys that decided to give me like $1,200 a piece.
Wow.
Even if I did a GoFundMe this year, I doubt I'd raise enough money to really do anything. Plus, I promised the people who gave to the last GoFundMe that I would build the bigger indoor sets with that money. And I plan on keeping that promise. But it's taking longer to get the place to build that set. So that $5,000 is just been sitting in the bank, and I refuse to touch it for anything else but to build that bigger set. So I'm not even going to use it as like part of a down payment for the home or whatever. And honestly, I'd feel like shit if I spent that $5,000 on anything else but the big set. And if I open another GoFundMe this year, people would be like, the last one you opened, you didn't even deliver on what you promised.
Well, it wouldn't be your fans saying that. It would definitely be the haters. You know, and don't give them any fuel. I can understand that. Eric Holmes is asking, is it sciatica? Your back issues, is it sciatica?
No, it's injuries from Iraq. Yeah, I got a blown disc in my neck and a bulged disc. It's not blown, but there's a bulge in it in my lower back, and it acts up if I do too much or I lift too much or anything like that. It acts up every few months. Really hurts.
That sounds like wrestler injuries. I know a few guys who wrestle who have bulged discs too, and they're fucking nuts.
I know. I fucked up my back pretty good in Iraq, so doing convoys, driving trucks, and you know.
Damn it, Magog! I was going to use the joke. Oh well, what was her name?
Sorry. Nothing is as epic as the joke I told tonight on the Saints, so you guys just stand there and not be funny anymore. There's just no... In fact, after that epic joke that was just utterly perfect and the setup was perfect, and even like Jeff had to stand up and just like walk off camera. He was laughing so fucking hard. I basically was like, you know what? That might have literally been the end of my comedic career. Like, I don't think I'll ever be that funny ever again. It's like, that was just such a perfect joke.
You ever see that episode of Seinfeld where George was being super funny and he'd walk away as soon as he was funny just so he wouldn't ruin it?
Right.
I've tried not to watch Seinfeld.
But but like I said, it's a mixed bag today. Like you're right. I'm moving forward. I'm not on this stream to bitch and moan about my inability to find a new place. I figure absolute worst case scenario, I just wait another year. And while I'm waiting another year, go ahead and just find another place to rent that's bigger.
Yeah.
That means I would have to move twice, but it's an option.
Well, look at the bright side, Magog. Most of the people in our community, if you will, they're just sitting there enjoying their slow death. You actually have plans to, advance.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then, I'm really proud of the growth the past couple of days. I mean, it's well over 320 new subs now since I released the Mueller video on Sunday. So in 3 days, I've gained 320 subs. I mean, I really hit the mark on those videos, man. They really went out there, got out there with the hashtags attached to them and everything, and got in the recommended sections. And before I knew it, I have like 12,000 views on the Mueller video alone.
Okay, I'm gonna try the hashtag tonight because I actually did. Now, did you guys see the epicness that is Mike Lee? That was awesome. That shit was awesome. And I guess...
Oh, yeah, I was going to do a video on it today, but I just ran out of time, and then the Saints invited me on, and I did that instead of doing a video. But I that shit had me rolling, man. Fucking Reagan riding a raptor with a fucking machine gun. Fucking... And Mike Lee brought memes to the Senate.
Yeah. Brilliant. Awesomeness.
He brought memes, like real life memes, to the Senate.
And he essentially said Congress was a joke too in his speech. Although he did that wrap around at the very end where he was talking about, what's going to be best for America, having babies. And it's just like, what? Huh?
Yeah, because he's from Utah and he's a, very religious person. Of course, that's where it was going to go. But that's not... I stopped the video after that. I was like, whatever. I just wanted to see the memes.
Yeah, I'm done with it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Still, I respect him for doing that. I respect modern politicians finally starting to get internet culture. They're starting to finally understand it. Sometimes it is about just being the most satirical motherfucker you could possibly be.
You gotta make sense to people, and usually you can break the ice if you do it with humor.
Yeah, I mean, it's the internet, in my opinion, is about being so satirical that satire wraps around its own integer and becomes reality.
Yeah. The snake bites the tail.
That's what the internet is.
Yeah, you know the old pic.
Like, how many memes have you seen that actually came true like 6 months later? Like, that is internet culture. That's how I see it.
Well, dude, him pulling screen caps from fucking Sharknado 4.
Oh yeah, yeah,
just genius.
And the tauntauns. Oh, these fucking hairy lizards.
Good God, that was brilliance on ice, man. That was just.
And the best part about it all was that he just stayed serious the entire time. That was really what sealed it. Like, he didn't break and start laughing at his own jokes. Like, he was like dead fucking serious the whole time.
I just enjoyed the fact that his aide, she was like barely holding it together. I'd see the picture and then I'd just sit and watch her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, the sad thing is though is that none of the Democrats showed up.
But why do I have a sneaking suspicion that AOC would have been too stupid to even understand half of what he said?
But that was kind of the point.
Or
like they didn't show up on purpose.
Or even worse, it should be like, yes, we can use tauntauns as a resource. And it's like, well,
that would not be beyond the scope of her lack of.
I love the memes. Like, people started using AOC memes. They started taking pictures of her and putting quotes from Idiocracy on them. Like, I saw one the other day that had just Ocasio-Cortez like holding up the new Green Deal because she was so proud of it, and it was all like, Brondo's got what plants crave.
Good God!
It's got electrolytes. It's got what plants crave.
That's the scary thing about that movie is the fact that it was funny when it came out, but it's hilarious now. That's one of the few movies I know that has aged well.
No, it isn't.
I think it is.
No, it's absolutely horrifying. It's a chilling reminder of the current world is actually becoming the world of Idiocracy. That's terrifying.
Oh,
it started off as a comedy, and in 10 years, in a decade, it became a horror film.
Well, I'm gonna continue to laugh because I'll be dead by the time that all that shit kicks into gear.
No, Mike Judge is actually a really brilliant satirist. He really is.
I tried to get him on. I found his phone number too.
Good luck with that.
Well, he's really not doing much of anything.
Yeah, but he's still, I mean, he's known for some of the greatest satirical comedy and cartoons and movies in our generation, in the Gen X generation.
Okay, well, you know what? Somebody dared me to get a hold of Bill Murray, so if you're...
I tried to tweet at Bruce Campbell today and ask him if he would do an interview, because I think that YouTube's only necromancer interviewing the great Bruce would be historical.
You want his phone number?
No, I don't have I don't do the whole phone calling people out of the blue thing.
Well, I tried everything, and then when my buddy passed that number over to me, I thought it was going to be his production office, but no, it just happened to be his personal cell.
Ooh.
Yeah, needless to say.
And you haven't got him on the show? Come on.
He said, he only said this to me. No, that's not the way to do it, pal. That's not the way to do it. And he hung up on me.
Yep. He should call his agent.
I have messages into his agent. I have messages into his PR. I threw a link to his website, and no response. Now, normally, if you can call and get a hold of somebody's production studio, at the least, you know the word will get to him. But yeah, it just didn't happen. I did send an apology, but I think I might text him too and just say, "Hey, sorry, fucked up. I knew this was. I didn't know this was your actual cell. But come on, Doctor on Call. It's the cure for the common interview." Good morning to Ms. Murder. Good morning, Joshua Janice.
Yes, Miss Murder. I'm a little hoarse because I was a guest on the Saints tonight in character, so I was doing the Magog voice for a good solid 2.5 hours.
Oh.
So it was worth it though because I had good fun. We watched some great videos and actually found a comedy video that was surprisingly so funny. It had us all rolling, and Jeff played it, and it was from an Australian comedian. It surprised me that level of comedy was coming out of that side of the world, because usually the comedy coming out of Australia these days, because of all the progressive, anti-fucking free speech kind of rhetoric that's coming out of that side of the world, is ruined comedy. But it was very refreshing to see that comedic video. It was so funny. It was called Roll Call.
I was going to say,
and
the only funny guy I know is Jim Jeffries.
No, he sucks.
He's funny at times. He's
no, he isn't. He's a fucking dirtbag.
He used to be somewhat funny.
Hey, don't forget about Bering and Sugar Ted.
No, well,
yeah, of course. No, these guys. What is their name? Hold on, let me go to it. It's called. Their channel is called Auntie Donna.
No clue.
And it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Basically this teacher is doing roll call, and him and his buddies are just dressed as like different characters every time he says the name. So there's like one where like the video starts off with these two kids, like these two, they're pretending to be kids. They're all adults, but they're like slamming each other with like, bits of the ceiling that fell down. And he comes walking, and he goes, "Okay, put your asbestos down. I'm going to do roll call." And from there, it just gets funnier. Every time he says something, it's like it cuts to one of the students, and it's him in drag, or it's him in a funny costume, and he's like here and doing so. And it gets weirder and weirder as the video goes, and it's just like, like he starts off with regular names, and then eventually he's just like, he's like party girl at an outdoor festival, and it cuts to this girl, and she's like, "Hell yes, bitch." Like a guy who randomly throws up black stuff, and the guy's like, "I am here," and all this black stuff's coming out of his mouth. It's such a funny fucking video.
I do agree with Gulf City Outlaw too. I like Axis of Awesome.
Axis of Awesome is pretty good. Yeah. I'll put the link in the chat. Y'all go see that video. It's so funny.
And good morning to Ortiz 805.
You see, you have to stop using your Magog voice to get all the topless wenches. You're going to kill your voice. LOL, says Miss Murder. No, the topless wenches still flock to me because I'm devilishly handsome.
On that note, hey, Kadant. See, she's mute now.
Yeah, she got tired and fell asleep.
I'm not asleep. I was being talked to by my roommate.
Yeah. Who is trying to convert you into a robot?
Of course, because that's my fucking luck.
Can I just say, random thing I just saw on Twitter scrolling down my feed? Naked women floating in water is kind of hot.
Well, it's definitely hotter than Naked Failure. Did you see that one?
Oh yeah, he fucking sent it to me in a DM. He's like, "Hey man," I was like, "Why the fuck would you send me this, man?" I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Was this planned or like,
Why is everybody getting it but me? That's fucked up.
By the way, did I say good morning to Gaming and Yelling? If I didn't, good morning and welcome to the stream.
Jeez, 30 fucking minutes later.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Spigot.
Fuck you, bitch. You should have known too.
Yeah.
I was muted, so fuck yourself.
I just did earlier. Thank you, but still.
Yeah, Pino.
Let's go again. Obviously, you still haven't. You're still a little backed up there.
No, it was a full gush. I mean, I had to like shower now.
Those are we here at the Insomnia Ramble stream do not condone gushing.
Why not? Why the fuck wouldn't
not
we?
on the stream?
Why not?
Why not?
As long as you hit the mute button.
Yeah,
I mean,
as long as your camera's not on, you're fine.
2 versus 1, Doc. You failed this one.
I'm gonna put the whole stream on pause at this point. Oh, by the way, good morning, Pinoid.
Hi, Pinoid.
I can bring him on. I know the whole squirrel thing is settled.
Pinoid's got a problem with squirrels.
Oh God, no.
No, but he knows how to break cadence.
Vanilla Gorilla. Yay!
Oh, you kids today.
Am I supposed to get any of this?
He made her laugh so bad she had to mute herself basically for the rest of the night.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the name Sarah Hatcherby Sanders?
Oh, that shit. He talked about that the last time he was on. I still didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But
well, she's still dead.
Jesus.
She is.
Too soon, man.
Unless there was...
Yeah, you had to dig that one up. Really?
No, we can bury that topic. That's okay. Ortiz, 2 girls, 1 doc. Shame on you. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, if there was a porn video, I wouldn't want to be that cup. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, I got the consumption, the bubonic plague, polio, rickets, scurvy, and every other 18th century disease right now. I'm planning my funeral for next week.
So you've got the ghetto cough.
Sweet.
Fucking dying. Somebody got me sick.
I'll send flour to your bitches.
Man, don't you be sending no fucking Actually, you know what? You can talk to your landscaping brother or whatever.
I got you, man. I got you.
I know you do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Fucking your brother does a landscaping. And then your other brother, he fucking does a drywall. And then your other brother, he's in jail. And then your other brother,
actually, no. None of my brothers have been in jail. So no.
Gaming, a florist? I'm shocked.
A florist, a landscaper. He's just gonna steal roses from somebody's backyard.
Yeah. God.
Fuck. By the way,
yo, what's going on, peoples? How the fuck y'all doing this morning?
By the way, nice video today.
I'm tired.
Whose video?
Yours.
Oh, thank you. I tried, man. Everybody was like being all crazy, like, oh, look, it's conspiracy theory. She's working with the Obamas. And I was like, yo, why don't we try to be like level headed and look at the whole thing? It's fucking
and honestly, any sane person knew that Smollett was going to get off.
Yeah.
Because he Hollywood.
Well, he's a rich black gay man. That's like covering all the fucking bases for I don't want to fuck with this.
It would have covered all the bases if he would have had a peg leg.
I'm still kind of surprised because he's still a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he could have turned his Audi into an innie, and then he would have covered more bases, but fucking...
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's not like super millionaire, but he is well enough off and well known in the public eye and on a very, popular show amongst certain, demographics. And I mean, that it was just bound to happen. I kind of predicted it myself. I just didn't think it would happen. I didn't think it would be like all charges dropped. I thought he'd get like some sort of like white collar you know, like
it'd
some
been
sort of
pretty-
white collar, like 6 months in a rehab center, something bullshit. But it was worse than I thought. He literally just was like, just keep the $10,000 bond and give me a little community service, and I'll be on my way.
Did you all hear though that the FBI is apparently going to go after him?
Yeah, they have to worry about federal court now, like federal lawsuits. And then he still won't just leave it alone. Like, he should just fucking walk away and try to let it all just disappear. But no, now he's all like, I'm going to sue the city of Chicago. Like, fuck. He's going to play this victim narrative to the fucking end of the line.
Well, if it was dismissed without prejudice, if he fucks with them, then they can pull the charges right back up.
Well, that's not null pros. Like, a null pros just means that, like, they don't have enough evidence to go. I had charges null pros, but, like, they can reopen it for up to a year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So if he fucks with them enough, but then again, you know, they spend way too much time ducking bullets in Chi-Town, so.
Yeah. Well, the biggest fallout to this, in my opinion, I think I mean, as far as like any of the people directly involved, I think the most hurt by this of all the people directly involved is the Chicago PD. Like, everybody's after their ass, calling them racist. This is how Chicago PD do. And I know Chicago PD has a shady fucking past, but not every fucking cop in Chicago is a bad person. Their job was to collect evidence and then give it over to the prosecutor. And they felt like they did their job and they did it right. And somehow it's the Chicago PD's fault. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, stop it. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, yelling racist and their police chief is black.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know, and like, a lot of people don't understand that, like, law in the country does not work like it works in the law and order, right? Like, that's not really how court goes, like, in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're like, oh, is it usual for them not to tell the police? And like, yeah, they don't. Once the police hand the case off, they ain't got shit to do with that motherfucker other than maybe showing up at the hearing to fucking maybe testify about results, or, you know what I mean, like, fucking how they question somebody in court, that type of stuff.
Or if the cop has to come in and actually give a testimony.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Unless they got to come in and, like, actually, like, testify, like.
Yep, I mean, they
go back and go, oh, we inform you about what happened with this case. Like, they don't give a shit.
And by the way, good morning. Welcome to the stream, Eric.
Come on, guys.
But because of the whole letter being sent with the possible anthrax scare, that made it a federal case. You know, so technically, yeah, the FBI, if they wanted to, if they're not happy with the city of Chicago making this decision, the federal government could go after him if they want. But once again, it's such a strange case, and I don't know if the federal government would go after it because they catch a lot of flack. You know.
There's a whole bunch of moving parts of this story that, like his lawyer, for instance, is the co-conspirator in Michael Avenatti's case that when he tried to black Nike, fucking, he's the dude that he told, like, he said, all right, you give me 25 million and you get this other guy like 1.5 million. And fucking the other guy who's the 1.5 million guy, that's fucking Jesse Smollett's lawyer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so there's all, and he hasn't been charged at all in the crime, so it could be that he's testifying. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of cogs turning there, and it's so strange. And at the end of the day, too, like, I liked my video I did on it simply because when I woke up, he hadn't come out to give his statement yet. And so I literally clicked on the live feed, and they just had the camera on with, like, people walking around and the reporters testing and stuff like that because he hadn't walked out yet. So I decided to be like, I kind of, you know, I kind of did the video and spoke my mind. And then at the end, I was like, but there were more important things happening in the world, way more important things than Jussie Smollett. And I just put together this nice little compilation of just like people walking through the court. And I was just making fun of them randomly.
Yeah, I saw it.
You know, it's like, I at the end of the day, I don't fucking care about him. I hate that he's basically a bigger celebrity now because he was, you know, because of this fucking weird ass hoax.
And you know
then-
everybody's gonna want to fucking hire him now.
I don't think so. I think very much the opposite. He's gonna have a hard time getting another job.
He's in the left. He fucking won. Everybody's gonna want him because he's in the fucking left.
Yeah, I can tell.
He's in the fucking. He's with the Hollywood.
Let me tell you the important people who won't want him. The insurance company who insures these shows.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's still going to be blacklisted from a lot of stuff, no matter.
I doubt it.
He went a little too far. Like the leftist Hollywood will protect their own for quite a lot of stuff, but he went a little too fucking far. He might be able to salvage his role on Empire because that was already established, but
no, because they were going to can him. They were going to can him.
But I don't know if they still are, though. I haven't seen anything whether or not he's been officially let go of the show or not. I don't know.
No, they were looking to write his character out in a future episode.
Apparently, the guy who plays the father in that show is not exactly fond of him at this point in time.
Oh, by the way,
a lot of people aren't.
Good morning to Des Marie.
I don't know. I saw a tweet that said he was talking. He said, "Hey, thank you to the writers. I'll see y'all on Monday morning," or some bullshit.
Yeah, because he'll be working for catering.
Yeah, I don't know. That's some strange stuff. Like the whole fucking situation is weird. But there's a whole lot of like.
Well, I
is he cutting out?
I think we lost him for a second.
Right, it sounds like he cut out like mid-sentence.
Yeah. I can't hear him now.
Wow. Hey, Pinoid's gone silent. You can unmute now.
That's probably the first time anyone's ever said that.
But what happened with the two Nigerian guys he hired to do all this shit to him?
I could have sworn they were set free by the cops.
Yeah.
So
nothing happened to them. No, instead of using them as what do you call? They were part of the fucking hoax. They decided to use them as victims instead.
That's what I hated about the racist narrative too. It's like the cops are racist. Yeah, they're so racist they let go two black guys to frame a black guy. Wait,
and they only got paid $3,500 and they didn't get Subway.
And they had to take out that fucking the money for the masks and all that shit out of the $3,500.
Oh,
yeah,
that's doing them dirty.
Yeah, but they get to keep the mask as a souvenir, a story to tell their grandkids. So I guess sentimental value.
Oh, dude, I can see that on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the mask I wore to.
This is the news.
Do a fake hate crime.
The bleach bottle.
Don't forget the bleach bottle in the news.
It wasn't a bleach. It was was it a hot sauce bottle filled with bleach? That's weird too. Like, how did they get it in the bottle? Don't hot sauce bottles have like a tiny little hole so you don't accidentally pour out too much?
Right? Like, were they sitting there with the fucking...
Well, if it's Tabasco, not if it's Sriracha, though.
Yeah, the good hot sauces.
If it's like Bristol's or Frank,
Yeah,
Frank got a pretty decent hole.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking.
Right. Someone clip that.
Somebody please.
Yeah, but Texas Pete has a tiny little hole.
Oh.
Well, you could take that plastic cap off the top, so like it's not like a tiny little if that's like a plastic cap, like it's like a almost like a flame retardant thing on like a top of like a 151. You know what I mean? Gaming Yelling, you know about 151, don't you? You're fucking one of them Spanish people.
Nope.
I thought that was rum.
Nope. I can't eat spicy food. It'll fuck me up.
Gaming's more of a wine cooler kind of guy.
Yeah.
I really am. I do love my wine cooler.
Ms. Murder's saying everyone in Chicago is pissed over this. The chief of police especially. I honestly think that this case will turn Chicago red, or at least a good chunk of it, if not completely.
I doubt it.
Keep burning those bridges.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's entertainment in a bad way, but it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Hey, McGog, man, I was listening to something yesterday, right? And like, I'm gonna ask you because like I know you're an older individual, and Doc too as well. I was listening to George Carlin, right?
Yeah.
Going down the road yesterday because like I'm fucking training on a new job, and I got like a dude in the truck, and like he doesn't like my music, and I don't know what music he listens to, so it's fucking odd, right? But so we're listening like fucking George Carlin. Is it wrong? Like I kind of want to break down his stand up and go, man, like maybe he's the part of the reason why we are where we are right now.
Well, a lot of that generation is George Carlin did a lot of great things for comedy. He followed in the footsteps of like Lenny Bruce and stuff like that. But at the same time, he was also part of that generation that was all about just like absolutely like complete disgust for the corporate world, capitalism, government.
Yeah, he was a negative comic. He never had any.
Yeah.
He never had any hope for society. But that's kind of what made his humor good.
Yep.
Sort of. I mean, because like there's a lot of shit that he said, man. And I'm just like, dude, like real shit. You know, fucking. It's terrible. Like it's some awful like fucking communist Marxist garbage.
Yeah, because he grew up in the hippie age, man. You got to understand, he started comedy in the 70s, but he was a teenager in the 60s.
Oh, dude, he was doing hippy dippy weatherman in the late 60s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was born in 47, I think it was. Yeah, 1947.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Like I was listening to him, like, holy shit, man, like legitimate, and he sounds just like. All right, so it sounds like the new, like, you know, Stephen Colbert, fucking
I wouldn't say that. No.
Jimmy Fallon. No. They sound like they're doing an impersonation of what Carlin used to do.
Yeah, but to Carlin's credit, too, when things went too far, especially on college campuses and comedians being like silenced, censored, booed off stage at college campuses for being too offensive. Before he died, I saw a clip that he was on a radio show. And they had a camera set up in the booth, you know, on a radio show, and they were giving him an interview, and they brought up some, this was back before he died, so this was like 2013, something like that. And they asked him, like, what he thought about, like, that comedian who got, like, attacked on college campus for being offensive. And he was just like, I'm fucking ashamed that that's coming from out, like, my side, like, the left. Like, I'm fucking ashamed that that's coming from Berkeley, you know, the home of free speech. So to his credit, he also noticed how far it had gotten, you know.
Yeah, he still proclaimed that he was a leftist, but I think basically his comedy was attacking a lot of everything because he was not a fan of the people of like green energy. Definitely no fan of it. And
yeah, and he was never ashamed to basically cross the line. I mean, one of his most famous quotes is, "A comedian's job is to find the line and then cross it." And like he did that with like you'd think a leftist nowadays would do the black jokes that he did. Fuck no, hell no.
Well, he'd go back and forth with like Richard Pryor and shit.
Oh yeah, like that whole segment he did that one time where he was talking about Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, and he's like, nobody ever complains about them saying nigger because they're niggers, like, you know. And it was like, fuck, he was so brave to do that, you know.
Well, but then again, you know, they him and Pryor were best of buddies. As a matter of fact, for the Richard Pryor show, he actually did write jokes for him.
Well, on top of that, like they came up in New York doing comedy together. Like fucking like they like actually like worked the same clubs and shit when back in the 60s and 70s.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Well, sure. that's when comics had some solidarity instead of, you know, like Dane Cook and Carlos Mencia.
I don't know, like I feel like the comedians today, they have a lot of that camaraderie type of shit, but it's really left. Like it is super fucking left. Like and like so like you couldn't be like a Jeff Foxworthy today and come out, or like a fucking Larry the Cable Guy type of individual. Like they wouldn't let you fucking do your shit at the fucking clubs where, you know what I mean?
Not in Hollywood and stuff, but I mean you tour the bigger comedy clubs of the Midwest and the South, you can make a career out of it.
Oh, dude,
you may not get as big as Jeff and have your own like sitcom. Like back in the day, there was the Jeff Foxworthy show. Bill Engvall had a show. Larry the Cable Guy ended up on like HGTV doing like restaurants, you know, touring like barbecue joints of America and shit.
Well, wasn't the blue collar comedy show ran on Fox for like 3 years?
Oh yeah, there was a time. You got to understand, for the longest time, for like literally years, like literally a decade, Jeff Foxworthy was the only comic in all of America to have the most album sales. Like that's how popular he was.
And these
like
guys,
the late 80s, early 90s. That's like when him Garth Brooks was fucking massive at that point. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Like, I know there's a lot of younger people out here, but there was a point where, like, man, look, if you ask somebody who has the most albums sold, it was Garth Brooks for like the longest. You know, it was a different time, like legitimately.
Well, yeah, technically he sold more albums than like the Beatles. So that's an amazing feat. And honestly, I mean, back in that day, everybody was caught up in the country wave. And music rises and falls to whim. You never know what's going to be the next big one.
Well, you know, it wasn't just country. There was this whole because of the massive like yuppie movement, and get young people were in the 80s were going to the cities and trying to just make shit tons of money and do cocaine. There was a counterculture in the 80s to go back to like a simpler time, and there was a love for like country living and farming, and let's go back to being like simpler people because of the massive technological advancements of the 80s and the massive yuppie movement and the really, really big economy that created massive like corporate overlords and super rich people that the country had never seen since the Rockefellers.
Yeah.
We're talking the age of Trump here.
Oh God,
Trump came up in the 80s and fucking rebuilt Manhattan, like almost single-handedly. I mean, go back to the 70s and look what Manhattan looked like. There was like porno shops and pimps on the streets, corners with their hookers, and it was fucking awful. It was the ghetto. Now it's garbage. Now it's the fucking richest place to live, all because Trump had the brilliant idea of buying up all those properties and basically making super wealthy rich people hotels.
Okay, well, I tell you what, this leads me to a panel question then.
What's up?
If you're making a mixed tape or a mixed disc, whatever it is, I'm old, and you put it into the player, your favorite song that would embarrass the shit out of you if people knew that you listened to it. Let's start it off with Eric.
I'm not embarrassed by the music I listen to.
Yeah, that's my problem too.
I'm very eclectic and I'm proud of it.
Well, I came out of the closet last night about disco, so
there's some disco that's good. It's terrible in large doses, though. I can't like sit down and listen to hours of disco like I can rock.
The clothes were horrible. The clothes and the people were horrible with disco.
Yeah, disco was a culture. The culture was horrible, but music was good.
No, the clothes were technically made, so when you were on drugs, they were better.
Yeah, you had to. It's one of those you had to be there.
Oh yeah,
cultures. You had to be there, cultures, because disco at that time was basically the pop.
Yeah,
you had your metalheads who liked bands like Sabbath and Kiss and stuff, and everybody. Those were the guys smoking weed behind the gym and flunking out of high school. The fucking disco girls were the ones in platform shoes and pretty clothes and lots of bright colors, and listened to what was considered at the time the popular music. That all changed in the 80s.
Yeah.
they were hipster hippies, I think was kind of the situation. Like a lot of electronic shit, a lot of fucking like they put like the leisure suit on with the fucking platform shoes with the goldfish in the heels and the bell bottom.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so gaming is there a song that would embarrass you that you love, but it would embarrass you if you played it around friends?
Oh, there's plenty of stuff like that.
Such as?
I mean, and fuck. Fuck. Spice Girls.
Oh,
if you want to be my lover, gotta get with my friends.
No, I'm pretty sure I hated that shit from the get-go.
I watched the Spice Girls movie, and the first thing I said after the first like 10 minutes, I'm like, should I be high for this? Because this is not good.
Probably be better.
Yeah.
Probably way better. You were high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Afro Man had it right. Hey, Kadun, would you like to chime in? 10.
You want to talk about squirrels, Kadun?
10 seconds later.
She fell asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Magog, there's nothing?
No, not asleep. I just had somebody talking.
Sure.
Is it?
Okay, never mind.
Is it like a long conversation or? Oh, damn it!
No, it was an insignificant conversation, which is annoying the fuck out of me.
So you can't tell them, please go away?
I'm trying not to be an uber cunt.
Okay.
Since when? Why? I'm so confused.
She apparently
now.
likes this person and doesn't want to offend them. Like kind of fucking out.
No, because I don't feel like having an alcoholic twat go stomping around and storming around the house muttering and mumbling shit because I am liable to go to jail when I smash her fucking face into a wall because she can't shut the fuck up.
Got you.
Oh, I hope.
So I'm trying to keep myself calm by not being an uber cunt and escalating the situation further. But anyway, I have a large variety of music that I listen to. It's highly eclectic. And I don't know, like I get made fun of for a lot of the stuff that I listen to, so I can't really think of any particular that people are like, really?
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. Some stuff is just like a guilty pleasure. I'm not ashamed of anything I listen to, but there's some stuff that would kind of surprise some of my more like metalhead friends and like rap music friends.
Yeah.
When they find out that I like it. It's so you know, but it's not like I'm ashamed of it. But
Magog, are you a Gordon Lightfoot fan?
I have no idea who that is.
The guy who did Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Still, I got nothing.
Yeah,
I'm usually pretty good at this. I've got a very eclectic taste in music, but I don't know everything.
Fuck, Gordon Lightfoot ain't bad.
Okay, well, Pinoy? Yeah. Let's say that let's say it's more of a guilty pleasure.
Well, I can go with embarrassing.
Okay.
Like fucking, I got shit I like that's kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking huge fan of Bryan Adams, or not? Yeah, Bryan Adams. Fucking like I actually had a mixtape one time. My ex-wife, well, wasn't my ex-wife at that point, but she had made for me, and I had it in the stereo. And like there were some like decent rap songs on or whatever. Like fucking, me and my buddy was taking my buddy home from work, and then fucking all of a sudden like "Do You Ever Really Love a Woman" comes on, and fucking like we were just talking, you know what I mean? All of a sudden like fucking like, you know what I mean, my man starts singing the song, and then like I start singing the song, and then we pull up like beside these bitches, and they're looking at us. We got the windows down, and me and him are singing Bryan Adams, right? And like a fucking it was not positive, you know what I mean? It was two white dudes in a fucking pickup truck singing Bryan Adams. Like it was fucking awful. Yeah. I was like, don't look me in the eyes, motherfucker. Like, yo, we're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
Fucking be.
Why does that always, like, your little story, just like when I hear people tell those stories, like it always reminds me of the scene from Tommy Boy and Chris Farley and you know, and David Spade are in the car, and the one guy's like, hell yeah, you know, Chris is like, hell yeah, and he's like, that sucks. And then David Spade clicks on his, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, no, that sucks. And they click it over, and it's that really sappy song, and they're like, oh, this is horrible.
Wait,
you know,
whoa.
This is I can live with it if you can. And then it just cuts to them with tears in their face, and they're like,
Wasn't it?
What did you tell me? You love me, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You said you were coming back this way, baby.
Oh, good God.
I got a couple of those, man. Fucking it just, I really, really like I'm a huge Meatloaf fan.
That's nothing to be embarrassed about. I love Meatloaf.
Meatloaf's good.
He was a great musician.
Well, he used to be a great singer until he blew his ears out. Now he's almost tone deaf.
Yeah, of course. But tell me that Paradise by the Dashboard Lights ain't one of the greatest songs ever.
Oh, good God, man. Every single time that me and my ex-codependent would run a karaoke show, eventually somebody would come up and say, you guys got to do Paradise. And it's like, you gotta line some shots up and I'll do Paradise.
Yeah, you better have a female singer, though, too, because half that song's sung by a...
Well, yeah, because my ex-codependent was female.
The whole point of that song is that you have a male and female singing it, because it's about a young teenage boy and girl in the backseat of the car, you know, promising to love each other as long as he gets some. Yeah. Listen to the lyrics. That's literally what it is.
Baby, don't you hear my heart? You got me drowning out the radio.
That's the fucking terrible part about it. Like, how many times have you had to fucking do that shit? Like, of course I love you, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Now, just give me some pussy. Right. And then the end of the... But then at the end of the song, because he sits there and promises that he'd love her till the end of time, as long as, you know, he can finally just, you know, because she does the whole stop right there, you know, and he's like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Yes, I'll love you till the end of time.
So
and then that's when the end of the song comes.
For the end of time.
And it flips, and now I'm praying for the end of time. And arrive.
Because if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I could really survive.
I'll never break my promises or forget my vows.
God only knows what I do right now. Oh, yeah. Love that song.
So, okay, to end my time with you. Basically, he got trapped in it. You know?
It was
he got trapped.
long ago, and it was far away, and it was so much better than it is today.
Yep. I actually like the other albums, too. Fucking Object in the Rearview Mirror is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone before the morning comes.
So, sir,
I have that on vinyl, by the way. I have Bat Out of Hell on vinyl.
Sir Adamantine,
oh shit!
What would be an embarrassment or guilty pleasure for you?
How about play that funky music by Wild Cherry?
No way! Awesome song.
That's a great song.
Great.
Play that funky music, bad boy.
Oh yeah.
Play that funky music.
Yeah. When we go to black bars and do karaoke. That was a song that we used to get over. We would do that song and we'd be like, man, that white bow's all right.
Yo, who was that? David Croce.
Jim.
No, Jim Croce. He's one of the. Yeah. He's a great songwriter and
operator.
Yep.
Oh, you did. You know.
Oh man, last
down the lonely road, I've got a name.
I've
got a name.
Last karaoke show that we did, I did Roller Derby Queen.
What about a little John Denver? Come on now. If you like Jim Croce, you should like John Denver.
No, I like West Virginia. Like Big Bad Leroy Brown.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Another one that should have never taken that plane trip.
Eagles.
Yep. Jim Croce's probably most popular song was "Time in a Bottle."
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I had a music teacher that used to really like that fucking they used to make us sing that song in music class and shit. Like you like to learn about fucking music or something. I don't fucking really know. Right? But we always hated that shit. That's fucking, I don't know, man. Just because they made us fucking learn it.
Yeah.
You know?
They made us learn green sleeves on a flutophone, so yeah. I have higher respect for Croce.
Well, I was in the jazz band and shit. Like we were playing George Thorogood and shit. You know, fucking like I played trumpet and cornet and baritone and tuba.
Nah,
Yep.
I didn't play shit, man. My instrument was my voice.
Now, when it comes to the classics, most of my friends, you know, like are into the, you know, the rock you always hear, you know, you Pink Floyd and Zeppelin, and I love all that stuff. Huge Doors fan too. I love Jim Morrison, you know, but the only one I can really think of that was kind of like, oh my God, my friends were looking at me because I knew every lyric of this song that came on the classic rock station while we were driving to go get camping in Heber Springs. Because we're all jamming out to the classic rock. And then all of a sudden, Moody Blues comes on, Nights in White Satin. And I'm the only one in the car singing, and they're looking at me like, what the fuck? But I love that song. Nights in White Satin.
Cadet and I have had discussions about Moody Blues. Yeah.
Never meaning to.
That's.
Yo, is it wrong that I like Phil Collins?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
It's only wrong if you like Phil Collins a la Disney, but Genesis was great.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
You know, like White Man Can't Dance. You know what I mean?
Hold on. What were you saying, Cadet?
I was just saying that that is my least favorite Disney movie because of the Phil Collins songs, which is Tarzan.
Yeah, all the goddamn Phil Collins.
Well,
he's worse. He's worse than fucking Randy Newman.
No, no. Get out
I
of
hate
here.
Randy Newman too.
I don't like Randy Newman songs.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love LA. That's a great song.
That's
short people.
but every even crap musicians have at least like one like good song, you know, whatever. But you can't judge that merit, you know. But one of my greatest memories was seeing my favorite band. Literally, I have a tattoo of the band on my arm. My favorite band live in Juanita's Little Rock, and they performed their set, and the very last song they played was a cover song, Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues, by Vast. Live. It was awesome.
You know who I would have liked?
John Crosby, the lead singer of Vast, singing Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues. One of my greatest concert memories.
The one artist who I would have loved to have seen do a Disney movie, Warren Zevon.
Yeah, everybody loves Warren Zevon, though. Who doesn't love Werewolves of London? That was a great riff.
Well, my favorite.
Dun, 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 and then Kid Rock came out.
Terrible? You want to hear something terrible?
Kid Rock ruined it.
Yo, I've never been to a concert.
Jesus. Not even just like a local live show at a bar, like a band up on a stage. I thought you said you played in a jazz band.
Yeah, I performed, but I've never been in a
That's a concert, motherfucker. Just because you were on stage doesn't mean shit. You were at a concert.
I'm saying, like,
you were just on the other end of the concert. Yeah.
Like, I've been performing forever. Like, get nothing misunderstood about it. Like hell, man, I was in fucking school plays and shit when I was in fucking preschool. You know, this is normal for me. This is not a new thing.
Well, I was I was old, so basically there was no internet, and so we went to concerts like weekly. By the way, good morning, TM Rider.
But you didn't really get to me because I kind of jumped ahead and talked about Nights of White Satin. But there are some shit on my playlist that if it comes on, I make sure nobody's around. But it's some of the really weird, like, modern Celtic music and stuff. Like, I will jam out to Celtic Women. That's a great band. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Tir na Nog is one of my favorite songs.
Wait a minute.
And they're like the Spice Girls of Celtic folk music, but I fucking love them.
Okay, but wait a minute. How far does that go? Do you listen to Enya?
Yeah, I gotta go to work, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all motherfuckers here a little later. Thank you for having me on there, Dr. McGog. It's always cool catching up with you. Addie, got love for you on the Mexican dishwasher. Just keep Mexican dishwashing. I'll holler at y'all motherfuckers.
All right, thanks for stopping by, Beanoid.
Bye, Beanoid.
I will post a link to Tirnanog in the chat and just go and man, these girls are fucking hot. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I'm not ashamed. You guys can fucking you go and click on that and fucking see 5 hot chicks singing some elvish Celtic song, dancing around the woods. I don't give a fuck. They're hot. I'd bone every one of them.
Like, do they look like the death metal chicks? These Celtic girls?
No. They're fucking dressed in like elven dresses and shit. They're pretty.
I seen another group, like same type of deal you were saying, but like
there's plenty of those. I mean,
they look like they were in a metal
side.
band, like,
yeah, Fawn does a lot of crazy costumes. They're German, so that all their songs are in German, but it's a folk sounding music. What's a Delane? Delane has the kind of goth folky sound to it that's a little bit more on the darker, edgier side. Nightwish Within Temptation, those all have a little touch.
I was trying to think of the one that it's like a trio of violin players.
Apocalyptica,
and they're all female.
Oh, all female.
Yeah.
Violin players. There was Bond.
That I don't know. I'm trying to bring it
They
into
were
my
like
brain.
they were a group of girls that played violins and did kinds of crazy like remakes of classical songs on electrical violins.
And I like the guys who do the cellos. And they
two cellos.
Yeah. 2 cellos.
Oh, they're fantastic.
The 2 brothers, yeah, they're awesome. I love their renditions of like metal songs like AC/DC and shit, Thunderstruck and shit. Yeah, I swear to God, there's one video I was watching where I'm like, them motherfuckers look like Sam and Dean.
Magog, Ms. Murder is asking, what was your first concert?
My very first? Riverfest in the 90s. I was young, so I couldn't stay late. Like, it was open to the public, but my mom and dad wouldn't let me be there after dark. But Riverfest, God, but who performed there? Korn, Disturbed, Godsmack, bands like that. I think 9 Inch Nails was there too. It was Riverfest in Little Rock. On the Budweiser main stage. Disturbed.
Ortiz is saying 2 cellos, 1 dock. Okay.
I think that was my first concert. Then again, I didn't go to anything before then because I was way too young, unless you count like school trips and shit. Like, I remember being a kid and actually going to see like ballet and stuff. Like we had I had a teacher that actually took us on a field trip to go see the Nutcracker. I don't know if that counts as a concert, but I was a kid when we went and saw that. I fell asleep because when you're that young, you don't really appreciate ballet. You know.
Yeah, that would be more of a performance than a concert.
I was like 8 years old. I don't think it counts as a concert. And I do remember. This does count as a concert. And I think this was before Riverfest, before I went to Riverfest, because Riverfest might have been in the 2000s. I was a young teenager, 15 probably. But I do remember for Christmas, my family got tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra at Altel Arena. And we did go to that. And that's like a laser light show with Christmas music.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy metal guitars, dun, 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 dun. Because all the band members of Trans-Siberian Orchestra were the original band members for Savatage.
Mm-hmm.
And then John Olivia's brother died, and he disbanded Savatage and formed Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So Carol of the Bells on Trans-Siberian Orchestra is actually Christmas Eve Sarajevo that first appeared on Savatage's Dead Winter Dead album. So I'm pretty sure actual concert, if you don't want to count the ballet thing I went to when I was a kid on a field trip, if you want to count actual concert, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, my buddy's
buddy's
trying to get me to see. It's a Pink Floyd cover band that's been given blessing by David Gilmour called Brit Floyd.
Yeah, Brit Floyd's a great.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I saw him two years ago. My buddy, he's like, hey, I picked up an extra ticket for you. And this year they're going to do the wall front to back.
Yeah, and not very many cover bands make it that big, but they are. They are.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, it's not an easy thing to make a career out of being a cover band.
Well, but you know,
but they do the whole show. They do just like Pink Floyd used to do. They have all the lasers and the smoke machines and the crazy graphics up on the big screens and shit.
Well,
yeah.
as a matter of fact, because Gilmore liked them so much, he gave them access to the video library. So the video clips that they show while they're playing certain music is actually from Pink Floyd. So,
oh yeah.
So these guys, yeah, they're wicked. And he's like, dude, it's only $60. And I'm like, you know what? I will find a way. I will get $60 because if they're doing the wall front to back, then yeah, I got to be there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. The Wall's a great album. I've been to a lot of concerts though. Vast. I've seen Hinder, Five Finger Death Punch. I got drunk with Five Finger Death Punch in Germany after the show. There was just so many. There's quite a few. There's quite a few bands that like. I used to go to Juanita's just to hear like local bands here in Little Rock, and one of the local bands I would regularly see at Juanita's because you just go there to have drinks and grab some food, and a band would play up on stage. And one of the regulars that they do two, three songs, and then they come off stage and come hang out with whoever's in Juanita's. It was a bar, and that band was called Evanescence, and I used to hang out with them for years. And then all of a sudden they just stopped coming to Juanita's, and it was like, whatever happened to that band with that like little tiny goth chick that's like 4'3", you know? And then all of a sudden I turn on MTV one day and there's a fucking music video for the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, and there's Evanescence fucking singing. I'm like, fuck, she got famous. Fucking Amy Lee got famous.
Oh, dude, when I lived back in
my first Evanescence album was on a burned CD off of Ben Moody's computer.
When I lived down in North Carolina, there were a lot of college bands playing around, and I saw a college band for their encore. They played without their pants on.
Are you talking about Jackal?
No. I was at a very small bar where Jackal played, and they started throwing chairs up on the stage for him to saw.
Jackal's concerts are insane, bro. Jackal's a fucking crazy motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I've seen him a few times. But
I'm a lumberjacker, baby.
But the dude actually plays a chainsaw on stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he'll cut the speakers up and shit.
No, he won't. Those things are too expensive.
Still fucking tour?
Those are too expensive, but he'll shred bar stools, and if they're wood chairs, he will take them out.
Yeah, I don't know about now, but he was touring all the way up until at least a few years ago, because I remember some random concert he just put on. They just parked a flatbed trailer in the middle of a Walmart parking lot, and he got up there with the band and just started singing.
Yeah, he did.
It was like in Georgia or something. I was like, really?
Yeah, he did a thing a few years back where he said he would do 50 concerts in 50 days in 50 different places. And they did. But no, that band that played without their pants, it was Hooting the Blowfish.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I got to see Darius Rucker in his underwear. It was scary.
Yuck.
Alrighty.
Yuck.
All right, hey, Kadan.
My favorite impromptu concert was in Tunica, Mississippi. I went with we were on a road trip back from South Carolina to visit my grandparents, and my parents want to stop off in Tunica. And at that age, I was not able to gamble. So my parents were, playing the slots and stuff like that. And we were in the little like kids arcades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was a teenager at the time, but that was the only thing to do. And all of a sudden we heard like music playing out in the parking lot. They just decided to break out the fucking gear and perform on the back of or on top of their fucking tour bus. And I walked out there and I was like, what the fuck is going on out here? And sure enough, I walked out the front doors of the Sam's Club. No, it was the Hollywood Casino. and there was Billy Idol fucking performing on top of his tour bus in the parking lot. Fucking Billy Idol.
No, it's funny because
in Tunica, Mississippi.
The Deal sisters, Kim and Kelly, are from here, and one night they were in a bar and just decided to start playing.
Nice.
What we didn't know that was Black Francis was in town to see him, so it was kind of like a little mini Pixies reuniting. Well, like Breeders and Pixies coming together. Good stuff. But
I like it. I like it when musicians do shit like that. Like, who was that musician that did the like he would just like he'd get out of all of his makeup and like people were so used to see him as his stage presence. And I can't remember his name. It wasn't anybody like with heavy makeup like Marilyn Manson or something, but it was like a pop star. I can't remember his name, but he just like would randomly like just put like glasses on and a regular shirt, and he'd go to a karaoke bar and he'd get up there and start singing one of his own songs. And people wouldn't even know. People didn't know it was really him. They didn't even know. God, who was that? Who used to do that? God, I used to watch those videos when, in the early days of social media, like MySpace. I used to watch the videos of like random, it was like musician goes undercover as normal person to karaoke bar,
Hey, Kadun.
Yeah.
What was your first concert?
Steam powered giraffe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so young. Oh.
And that was actually just like a couple of years ago. I had never been to, like, unless you count being at a church when my parents had gone to the church for like one of their, I wouldn't count it as a concert.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
So.
I've seen a lot of Christian bands, but I don't count those.
Yeah.
Hey, Addy.
Was it the
what was your first?
Hold on.
What?
Was it the like brass goggles honeybee days, or was it after the one twin brother transitioned?
It was after Rabbit became Bunny.
Okay. Yeah. So he transitioned.
So, like, it was real recent. Like I want to say like 1, if not 2 years ago.
Yeah, because that's about when she transitioned. Because like that's when they came out with the song "Malfunction."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Magogonites. I also know who Steam Powered Giraffe is. They're such an odd band. Of course, I've heard of them. But anyway, go ahead, Doc. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yes,
I just wanted to ask that question. Because I do like older Steam Powered Giraffe more than newer.
Me too. I Honeybee is actually probably one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Ever?
From them, at least.
Okay. So, Addy, what was your first concert?
My first concert was the Violent Femmes at First Avenue, which is a nightclub that Prince used to own.
Oh. I think that's the one that used to have a lot of wrestlers as bouncers. Back in the early 80s.
I don't know about that, but I think it was in one of his movies.
Hey, whatever. Speaking of like bands like Steam Powered Giraffe, because of the way they sing and stuff, it just reminded me, like, whatever happened to Pentatonics? You guys remember when they were like the biggest thing for like 2 years straight?
Oh, they're still out there.
Oh, they still got. Yeah.
Really?
They still do concerts and shit too.
I haven't heard a single fucking thing about Pentatonics since, I don't know, 2015.
Okay, so Eric, what was your first?
Primus.
Primus.
That would have been fun.
That was fucking awesome. But I don't remember where it was. I was
on those big brown beaver.
Shit. I was like 14 when I went. I was like 97, I think, somewhere. Yeah, I don't remember where it was.
Here's a good question since we're talking about music. When you for us older generations, so Kadant might not be able to answer this. When you transition,
how old are you?
I'm 34 this year.
Yeah, hun, you're a year older than me.
Okay, so this might apply to you.
I'm 2 years older than you.
when you transitioned from cassette to CD,
fucking 20 years old. Jeez.
For the first time, when you transitioned from cassettes to CD and got your first CD player, what was the first CD you ever bought?
Tool, Undertow.
Nice.
Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill.
Oh my God, that's tough. Because I basically rejected CDs for like the longest fucking time.
Well, I kind of did too because they were so damn more expensive than tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you finally play a CD and listen to the well, it was, the quality wasn't, really the thing. It was more the not having to rewind.
Damn, like you could just skip over songs.
Yeah, and you can skip over entire songs and pick your favorite ones. That was what was great about CDs.
Or have the tape snap.
Right. My first cassette was 10 Pearl Jam.
I couldn't tell you what it was.
I
know, but I know what my first 8-track was. It was.
Yeah, you were old.
It was Boston, the first album.
Nice. More than a feeling. More than a...
Yeah, but here's the thing with a fucking 8-track. Legitimately, there were like, okay, an 8-tracks. What they would do is, if the song was too long, they would fade it out, and then it'd click to another track, and then they'd fade it back in.
Yep.
And that was the whole fucking Boston album. There was no clean click to the next one. There was always fade outs.
Yep.
It was insane.
Anybody else want to answer that question before I do? What was your first CD?
I got into the CD game late. My first CD was one of three, because these were like the three main CDs I had. But I had Gorilla's Demon Days.
Nice.
I had Madonna's Ray of Light.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know. And I had System of a Down's self-titled.
Yeah, Steal This Album.
That's not the first album.
That's not their first one, but I always loved that album.
That wasn't their first?
No, it was just...
that was the first one I had, so fuck you.
Yeah. My very first CD, I'll never forget it because I spent my entire fucking month's allowance to buy a fucking CD because they were $15.99.
Yeah.
My very first, because I couldn't make a decision on what I wanted. So I literally just was like, this fucking cover art looks kind of cool. Because I didn't know what kind of music I liked at the time. My very first CD, and I still have it to this day with the wrinkled fucking booklet because I kept pulling it out, reading the lyrics. My very first CD was Zoot Suit Riot by the Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Nice.
I still can't.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I also had the Carpenters Best of.
My second album was the Mortal Kombat soundtrack, the original one.
I think my first one was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because back then. Okay, this is why I caved, because they had the Columbia Record Club. And you could get 10 CDs for a penny.
Yep, and then never pay them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
my second CD was wholly different though, because like Cherry Poppin' Daddies was like big band. That's when the reemergence of like big band, and then it kind of turned into ska in the 90s.
Oh yeah, like
swing,
98.
Swing music kind of came back because of like Brian Setzer and shit. So I bought that one, but my second CD was fucking Razor Blade Suitcase by Bush. Fucking, because I fucking love that. I was a huge fan of Bush, man. Back in the 90s.
That was like one band from like the 90s I could not stand.
Ah.
I don't know why. Like I just hated Gavin Rossdale.
I don't know. I think because they sang with marbles in their mouths. I actually used some of their bad lyrics as characters in like one of my books. I just like the line, "I don't want to come back down from this cloud," and I thought he was saying Bis Cloud, and I was like, "What's a Bis Cloud?" I was like, "Okay, well that's a character name."
Well, it was the Bush was definitely kind of the tail end of what I would consider pop grunge, when grunge became super popular, and they were kind of celebrity, like handpicked by studios because he would, like, Gavin Rossdale was so fucking ruggedly handsome. They were just like, we got to just sign these guys. Doesn't matter if the music sucks or not. I just liked a lot of their songs, and like Mouth was the song that I bought Razor Blade Suitcase for because I'd heard it on the American Werewolf in Paris movie. And but I even though that movie sucked, but no matter what you think of Bush, no matter what you think of Gavin Rossdale, you have to admit he actually did a really great job in the movie Constantine. He was awesome as Balthazar, like the demon. That was Gavin Rossdale. He was the fucking demon with the coin.
Well, and also he got to nail Gwen Stefani, so you got to give him props for that.
What an irritating. If I was straight, she could have turned me.
That's
gay.
also the worst part. Gwen Stefani is also the worst part of one of the worst parts of Captain Marvel. God, I hated that. Like, they just randomly started playing No Doubt when she was like fighting some aliens for no fucking reason. Like, I thought it was going to be a thing where like maybe she'd get into a fight at a bar and then she'd like throw a guy into the jukebox and then the song would kick on. No, they just like randomly played it.
You know what Gwen Stefani was in the 90s as a musician? She was a pale, failed imitation of Shirley Manson, who actually had talent.
Oh, Shirley Manson, she was awesome. I would never kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
No. I had a little because I was young, but I had a little boy crush on Lita Ford when I was like a kid. Like I was like 6. My mom would be listening to like have MTV on the screen, and that fucking song she did with Ozzy would come on.
Wow.
Oh, with the ice.
Close my eyes forever.
If I close my eyes forever.
Well, because...
And I just stare at them. My mom used to tell me that because I don't really remember. But my mom would be like, when that song came on MTV, you'd come running down the stairs and just stare. Like...
Well, because Lita Ford...
I guess I had a little boy crush on Lita Ford.
So as a little child, you went for the big hair.
Well, it was the times, man. Everybody had big hair then.
Good morning to Hakira. And
hi, Hakira.
And yeah, Lita Ford looked like the kind of woman that would just grab you and throw you down and say it's time to fuck. That's what the appeal was.
Yeah, I mean, God,
for
she was in a band with fucking Joan Jett before they went solo, then broke up. What was that?
What, the Runaways?
Oh, Cherry Pie.
Yeah, the Runaways.
The Runaways, yeah. That was Lita Ford and Joan Jett and what's her name?
There was like two others that actually made it for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while. They were bigger in Japan than anything.
And by the way, I will say without reserve that, and I call it a double album because it should have been a double album. System of a Down's Mesmerize and Hypnotize, as it's in my top 10 as far as best albums ever.
No, the last album was pushed and it was not near as good.
Y'all gonna hate me for this, but I never was a big fan of System.
Oh no, how horrible.
Gulf City Outlaw, it's the same with Rage Against the Machine. I fucking hate them. Gulf City Outlaw says, you seen Lita Ford doing that song with Lizzie Hale? Yes, I have, of course. Well, I thought it was Lizzie Hale and David Draymond of Disturbed covering Lita Ford. And, because you need a male and female part for that song, right? Because that was Ozzy and Lita. Well, the modern version is Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm and David Draymond from Disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
It's good shit.
I fucking love Hailstorm.
I have a love-hate relationship with Hailstorm. Like, I really liked Hailstorm, but one of my ex-girlfriends liked to fuck while listening to the Hailstorm, and she broke my heart. So now when I hear a Hailstorm come on, I'm like, I instantly like think of her. I'm like, damn it, she ruined Hailstorm for me.
I hate Hailstorm. So gross. I've seen him in concert too.
Honestly, to be fair, Hailstorm, they have their talents, but what is it? Taylor Momsen's band is better. Pretty Reckless. I love the Pretty Reckless, man. That she's a fantastic musician.
Hey,
and to think that she was the little girl who played Cindy Lou Who in the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Hey, Kadun Hakira says, I do not approve of this chaos undivided symbol. And it's like, yeah, well, you know what? Everything forms from chaos, so there's interconnectivity with it. Even though it's going out in all directions, it is still connected. And by the way, welcome to the stream, Des.
Hi, Des.
Hey.
Hi, Des.
Hey, guys.
Real quick, Hakira, we don't need your approval.
Yikes! Ouchies! Pain.
Burn.
Yeah. Hey.
Burn.
And if you actually like that shirt, or if you like that, it is available on a shirt. Go to the T Public store and buy one today. Let's see here. Ms. Murder says, by the way, Doc, I still have the song "The Sound of Silence" with Disturbed from yesterday. Yeah, it's "Sound of Silence" is a fucking amazing song. When you put what's his face, the guy from Disturbed on it, it's mind blowing. It has more depth than Simon and Garfunkel could have ever thought of.
I think it's overrated. I like the original so much better.
Yeah. The original is
the original sounds more darker to me. Sounds cool.
Really?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It sounds like a bunch of college guys in a dorm.
Now, for me, I can agree with Gaming and Yelling that the original sounds darker. The Disturbed one sounds like there's a lot more emotion to it, though.
Right.
Well, and that man's got a voice. I've heard him in concert. Anybody who hasn't seen Disturbed really should go and see them because they are a very powerful band in concert. And it was weird. He stopped the whole show because there was one girl who was getting felled up. And he was just like, "Oh, you fuckers, just get away from her. If she says that she don't want to be touched, then she's not going to be touched. Guys, bounce these guys out of here. Take them out." And yeah,
mad respect.
Yeah, he's a
that's cool.
Yeah, he's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, but he's a fucking asshole too.
Well, you got to be a little bit of an asshole if you're fronting a fucking rock band.
No,
I don't know.
You don't have to be a fucking
I don't know
asshole.
any great rock and roll bands that have candy stripers for a lead singer. You gotta have some type of ego.
Well, I've seen him stop a concert because there were beach balls around, and he's like, "Put those fucking beach balls down and tear them up, or I'm fucking leaving." I'm like, wow, what a piece of shit.
Unlike you, there are some men who don't like balls.
Yeah, well, they can go fuck themselves if they don't like balls.
Well, before I leave to go to bed because I am deadly tired. Favorite cover song.
That's too hard.
What band did it right? What band did it right?
Go, Knut.
I already know.
Okay.
My favorite cover song was "Holding Out for a Hero" in Shrek 2.
Wait a minute, who did it?
Boom. Done best. I don't remember her fucking name. Fairy Godmother. There you go. Boom. Like, best cover ever.
I hate you.
You can't tell me that wasn't fucking epic. Like, that made me feel.
No,
I never saw Shrek 2.
It was so good.
I gotta go with Summer Breeze by Typo Negative.
Nice. I wasn't expecting that, but nice.
I love that. I heard them in. We went to a concert that had Richie Kotzen, which was the band that played at the beginning of Roadhouse. So that was their only fame. And then came on Typo Negative, and then came on Jackal. I was just like, who booked this shit? I should have done more drugs.
Oh, I like the Cinnamon Girl cover. That was a pretty good one too.
Who by?
Typo.
Oh,
Negative.
really? I have not heard that one.
Yeah, he did it. I think it's on Bloody Kisses. I'm not sure. Don't remember.
I've got the.
I remember.
I got the concert shirt, but I just don't. I don't have the album.
Yep.
By the way, Hakira is saying "Hurt" by Johnny Cash. That's a pretty good one.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
The original was better than the remake.
Yeah, no shit. The original is fucking
All
superior.
right. I got one. Let's see if you guys argue with it.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Jules, Mad World.
No.
Oh.
No. I think it's a great
The original by Tears for Fears was good, but the Gary Jules, done for Donnie Darko.
Yeah, it was infinitely
awesome
more
cover.
depressing.
Yes, that's the point.
Yeah.
All around me are familiar faces. Oh man, I love that.
Actually, Puddle's Pity Party made it even better.
Yeah, he did a good version of it, but yeah,
he did a good version of it. Yeah, it's not bad. That fucking clown.
He's done a lot of fucking amazing.
He's a sad clown.
Oh,
and he's fucking amazing.
Dude, PMJ's coming in concert next month up in Columbus, and we're thinking about going.
I hate you so much.
Oh yeah, I love Postmodern Jukebox.
I would love to actually see them.
Yeah, I love Postmodern Jukebox. I love the shit that they do. When they do the funeral dirge for Seven Nation Army, that's a song I want to fuck to.
Yeah. And also to like as a secondary one, I really did like Marilyn Manson's cover of "Personal Jesus" by Depeche Mode.
Of course, it's a fucking amazing cover.
I liked Dia Frampton's cover of "Heartless" by Kanye West.
I haven't heard that.
You know what's another one from that band you're talking about, Doc? They made "We Can't Stop," the Miley Cyrus one. They made it a cover into like a 1950s style, and it's fucking glorious.
Oh, but everything PMJ does is pretty goddamn awesome.
No, I disagree. There's some shit that I want to like to set on fire. Like there's this one black bitch that sing the Zombie by the Cranberries.
Oh yeah,
and I fucking despise that bitch just because she did such a shit job. I fucking hate her. I fucking hate her so much.
Okay, well you
you
got me there because that one wasn't very good.
Oh,
how about Love Roller Coaster by the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
That's
first one's the best one.
One of my favorites, I'll pick a third one. One of my favorites, and this might be more obscure for people like that are listening, but Within Temptation covered "Summertime Sadness" by Lana Del Rey. Oh my god!
Yes.
Sharon and Adele, lead singer of Within Temptation, singing "Summertime Sadness." I was happy man when I heard it. I was just like, yes.
There's someone I haven't listened to in forever.
Okay, well, what's your favorite cover, Des?
I've got a few, and I can't think of most of them.
Right there, I knew it. Somebody in the chat brought up fucking Johnny Cash "Hurt."
Yeah, we've already done that, Magog.
Go ahead. Sorry, Des. Go ahead.
We've already done that, Magog. Come on, guys.
I was listening to "Summertime Sadness" by Within Temptation while you were talking.
But I think I'm really liking the Bad Wolves cover of "Zombies."
Yeah, that wasn't bad. You know, they were supposed to have her actually.
Yeah, record on
Yeah,
it.
she was supposed to record, but she died like 2 months before they went into the studio.
Actually, I think
like
it was
the day before.
Yeah, it was the day. It was literally the day when she was supposed to record.
I thought they had set up a recording date, but she was too sick to do it.
No, she just died when she was supposed to make it.
Oh, well, fuck.
Yeah.
That's even sadder.
But yeah, they did a good job. I have to say they. I mean, of course, it doesn't surpass the original, but it's still pretty good. Yeah.
Why did nobody pick Fred Durst cover Behind Blue Eyes?
Oh God!
Because I forgot that was in existence.
No. Actually,
that was originally a Who song.
Well, one I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for, because I've gotten a lot of shit for it. Was I really liked Billy Zane's cover of Landslide. The Smashing Pumpkins cover of Landslide.
I don't know that. I also am very partial to Seasons After cover of Cry Little Sister.
Oh God! I just thought this Limp Bizkit actually did Easy by the Commodores. Oh
yeah,
no, No
God,
More.
That was horrible. Was it Faith
There's
No More?
House of the Rising Sun.
No,
Faith No More did a good cover of it. Like,
yeah,
I know. I thought it was. I thought
Yeah,
it was
House of the
Limp
Rising Sun
Bizkit that did it. No, there's Faith No More right there.
Damn it, Doc.
Yeah, I'm old. That's why. That's why Kadant's supposed to have my back and just say, here, you know, here's your sippy cup, Doc. Just go sit there in the corner.
Can I have a sippy cup?
No.
As long as it's filled with.
Come on, I've been sick all day.
As long as it's filled with liquor, I'm good.
Might help my headache.
Hey, by the way, gaming, what'd you think of PMJ's version of Creep?
Oh, it's fucking amazing. Of course, I do like it.
I love Haley Reinhart.
I forgot one that just can't be ignored. CCR's cover of I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Well, it was shorter.
I heard it through the grapevine. That was first. That was a Motown song. I think it was. Was it Gladys Knight?
Marvin Gaye.
Are you sure? I thought it was Gladys Knights and the Pips.
I'll look it up. Thought it was Marvin Gaye.
Somebody look it up. Heard It Through the Grapevine. Who was the first to perform it? I know Marvin did. In 68, I think. In 68 or 69, Marvin did, but I don't think he was the first one. I thought it was Gladys Knight and the Pips. I could have sworn.
It's not that tough to say Gladys. What the hell's going on with you?
Gladys. I always say her name wrong.
Okay.
I can't. I don't know what Gladys. Because it's spelled funny. It's like Gladys. That's not Gladys to me.
Let's see here.
Ladies Night and the Pips.
Let's see.
Right?
I Heard It Through the Grapevine was originally a song written by Norman Whitfield and Barrett Strong for Motown Records in 1966 and made famous by Marvin Gaye in a single released in 1968. It was originally recorded by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. And after recording it, it was recorded in 1967 by Gladys Knight and the Pips. So, I guess we're all wrong, but
we're all also kind of right because it's like a 67, 68.
Yeah, Smokey did it in 66.
You know,
Gladys did it in 67, and Marvin did it in 68. So, third time's the charm.
Yeah, but CCR, man, I love that version. But I love CCR. I might be biased. Who doesn't like Creedence, man? They stole my Creedence tapes, man.
I just found it.
I got another one that you probably no one has ever heard of. It's by YouTube. I still haven't found what I'm looking for, and Cher did it too. And That was her intro song from the farewell concert.
Wait a minute.
So I do.
Wait a minute.
Did it cover
Did Cher auto-tune
Pretty
it?
obscure.
One at a time, people.
Did Cher auto-tune it?
I don't know. I mean, she remade the song.
Well, because we got to see Cher, oh my God, maybe 10 years ago.
Was that for the farewell tour?
Lou Vega opened up for her. So, I don't know.
The one I saw, it was just her. She came down from the chandelier wearing the white coat thingy.
No, but she had like 8 costume changes.
Oh, of course, it's Cher.
God,
No, but if you her farewell tour, the very first song, it's but I still haven't found what I'm looking for by YouTube, and she actually did pretty good.
Wait a minute, it keeps saying. It sounds like to my ears you keep saying by YouTube.
No, YouTube.
No, but I kept hearing YouTube.
YouTube as in Bono.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, before I leave for bed, because I am tired, guys, I'll say
You
one.
said that 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know, but I'm actually leaving this time because I'm falling asleep in my chair. But my last one will be Marilyn Manson. This is Halloween.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Sweet dreams.
Yep.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. He made that song so much hardcore.
Oh, he made it amazing. I love listening to that.
All right, I'm out of here, guys. We'll see you later.
All right.
Good night.
Thanks for stopping by, Magog.
Later, everybody.
Later.
I wasn't fighting him on the show because he won't do it. Oh, the first band I ever saw was Journey, 1978.
A year before I was born.
Now, here's the weird thing. For the concert, this was the first concert that they'd had since the Who debacle. Does anybody remember that?
Who debacle?
Yeah. Basically the Cincinnati Gardens, it was general admission seating, and people wanted to see the Who so bad that they lined up for it. And when they opened the gates for general admission, the traffic flow was so bad with the people that there were 6 people trampled and killed. So,
oh shit! I do remember reading that.
So they shut it down. They shut down the Cincinnati Gardens. This was the first concert after the Who concert, and legitimately, there was like somebody who lit their lighter for one of the Journey songs that they liked, and security came down and threw out the whole row. They were paranoid as fuck, and people weren't allowed to stand up. They were told to sit in their seats. So it was. I wonder what was going through Journey's head, because usually anytime there's any type of super fan, they're jumping up and they're on their feet the whole time and clapping and shit. But it was like no go there. Everybody had to sit.
They're probably told like beforehand, no up tempo numbers.
Yeah. Well, it's like your Journey. You really don't have very many. Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead. Get on stage.
Yeah. That's fucked up though. 6 people trampled. That's gotta suck. Like the worst way to die.
There's an episode of WKRP that actually covers it.
Is it really?
Yeah, there is an episode where they talk about they actually are broadcasting live, saying this terrible tragedy and blah blah blah. It was worked into a storyline.
That wasn't the episode that involved turkeys being thrown out of a helicopter.
No, but I love that one.
Gobble gobble.
I mean,
oh, that was fantastic. There were a couple of years where me and my sister would just play that every Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, turkeys are birds. They have wings. I thought they could fly.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
the Humanity. Didn't he do that too?
Yeah, he won an Emmy for that one. So yeah, that fucking thing was hilarious.
That was a quality show.
I liked it. Okay, here's the thing. Anybody who ever used to watch it, Everybody would always say that Lonnie Anderson was the dish, was the hot one. I liked the chick who played Bailey Quarters. She was like girl next door, kind of cute.
Lonnie Anderson's hair looked weird.
Always did. It was a helmet head. Here, wait a minute. I'll do a no context tweet. I'll put up a picture of Lonnie Anderson. Oh, not an old picture. No. Oh. No. That's...
You mean a recent picture?
Oh, that's bad. Yeah. I'll get a WKRP picture. Okay. That's a WKRP picture. It was funny, too, because she tried to put out posters like Farrah Fawcett's. And, you know, that the Farrah Fawcett poster... I would wager to say has been masturbated to more than any other.
What about the Bo Derek?
No, I would put money on it. Because, you know, it was that one thing. Oh, she's just posing in a bathing suit, and it's like, yeah, but it must have been cold in that fucking studio. Okay, wait a minute. This is not necessarily a great picture, but yeah, here's a picture of... No, I'm not going to use that picture because that's an old Lonnie picture. Somebody was trying to pad it. Okay, here we go. Got it. And a little bit of Photoshop. Never hurt nobody. Okay, so this is it. We will go here, and then here. Punch the canvas size. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's do 3,000 and 3,000. That's right, everybody. Learn how to Photoshop with the doc. Okay, we'll put you over here. And okay, I don't know. Lonnie Anderson to me was kind of like a Stepford wife, if that makes any sense. It looks...
I suppose.
Well, she certainly married into what would have been good money back at the time she married it.
Oh, well, she got bank from him.
I think it was Burt Reynolds, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was the one who supposedly bankrupted him. Might have been all the blonde hair dye. Okay, there we go.
Oh, I just remembered she's from my home.
Which one?
She was a Minnesota girl.
Who, Lonnie?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then technically you're kind of to blame too.
It's your fault.
Sorry, she had already seen better days before I was born. I take no responsibility.
Okay, there we go. Now we can post that up. Bang. God, I am slow tonight. What's wrong with me, Kadant?
I don't know. She's pretty slow too right now.
Oh, I have to throw some raffles. Be back in a second. Raffle. Okay. There we go. And I'm not gonna say what I'm saying on this tweet, but it makes me laugh. So there we go. Kadanti?
Can you guys hear me now?
Huh?
Yes. Here. Am I roboting?
Yeah, a little bit.
Fucking of course I am.
So Kadant, what do you think? Do you think everybody should own one of those Insomnia Ramble Stream shirts?
I do.
Like get 2 or 3.
Because they look,
you know.
Because they look amazing.
Yeah, I would say
mine looks pretty good on me.
Did I ever see yours on? I sent you a picture with me and wifey doing the twin day thing. Because she Go ahead.
I had posted mine on Twitter.
Oh, good God! Well, that's my bad then. I haven't. I have a real bad time with their twatters now because usually I'm always in DMs, talking to people.
Mm.
That is my bad. I rarely go through the news scroll. No, Hakira, she is not hotter. The chick who played Bailey Quarters is definitely hotter. Her name was Jan Smithers.
Is she related to Waylon?
Mr. Bird.
Waylon Yutani?
No, Waylon Smithers.
You don't know Waylon Smithers?
Well, I stopped watching Simpsons after like season 4. So I guess they revealed his first name later.
Probably in season 1, maybe.
I don't know about that. Okay, what was the... Oh, that's right. They had an episode where a band called Black Death came in.
Oh, what? WKRP?
Yeah. I don't think it was a real band. I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Oh, probably not.
Okay, well, hey, let me ask this as a panel question, because you guys are movie people, right?
Yeah.
Ish.
I like movies.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay, what was your favorite biopic?
Can you say that in English? I don't know what the fuck is a biopic.
A biopic? It's where it's a movie based on the life of a real person.
Biopic.
Biopic? Isn't that something I can go to my doctors and get pills for?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, biopic. And chat, you can sing along too if you'd like, if you know the words.
I'd probably say the Doors movie.
The Doors movie. I'm okay with it. You know, it's Oliver Stone, so I knew I had to take it with a grain of salt coming in.
I am trying to think
those aren't the kind of movies I watch, but one I did watch is just probably the most infamous of them all.
Okay.
Mommy Dearest.
Oh. You got to admit that one was fun, though, right?
The main thing I remember from the movie was soaking her face in ice water every day.
I remember no wire hangers because my mother would scream at me and my brother like just kidding around.
Oh, that shit was just over the top, and Faye Dunaway took it there, and she had no regrets doing it that way. That was she was almost cartoonish. Well, no, I guess she was kind of cartoonish. Kadant, what would you say if you could talk? If you weren't being converted into a robot as we speak. Have you been waylaid again? Is your mute button on? Kadant? Are you going to sleep? Grunt once for yes, twice for no. We didn't even get a grunt. Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, polka dot.
Ah, good God. So gaming, have you had time to think?
¿Dónde estoy?
Muy estoy.
You're mad? What?
Can you hear me?
Wait a minute. Was that a cadunt?
Work you fucking phone.
Yep. I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, shit. But if you're talking now, I can't.
Selena.
Selena?
Mm.
Selena.
I didn't expect that one.
Yes. It's my favorite.
Hakira, I don't know if I can accept 300.
Why not?
Well, it's kind of not a bio picture because it's all myth.
Well, I'm gonna say if you do count that movie, I would put that as my favorite too.
Yeah.
Not like Ben-Hur or Gladiator.
No, 300 was a fantastic film.
I think that's probably Zach's best. I think Zack Snyder he reached his pinnacle at his second movie, and then everything else has just been kind of meh.
The second 300 movie was good too.
I honestly don't remember a lot of it.
Wait a minute, there was a second 300 movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never saw it.
Really? Are you guys messing with me?
No,
it's
no,
real.
there was. It was something to do with the boats, and yeah, I don't remember it.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
Was
I
it?
saw it. Yeah, it was horrible.
What was it called?
302.
302.
You fuckers.
No,
oh wait, it's called Rise of an Empire.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tweet that out because I didn't actually believe it existed.
I thought that movie was just fine. I don't know what you're all talking about.
I just don't remember it enough.
If you, as far as I'm concerned, if you like 300, which I did, that movie would the second film was everything that I would have hoped it would have been, because it was basically just a continuation of the same visuals.
Yeah. They basically stole the same type of camera setups, I would think, because they were revolutionary at that point. Kind of like how bullet time proliferated everything in the late 90s. No, but bullet time was best used probably in Kung Pao. As a fan. Des, did you mention a biopic?
I didn't, because I'm still trying to think. But apparently that Fighting with My Family one is pretty good. But I haven't watched it, so I'm not sure.
I guess The Legend of Dewey Cox wouldn't be a biopic. I mean,
I have no idea what that is.
Sounds like a porn.
It's the one with fuck, I forget his name. John C. Reilly. And he basically does a mock biopic that's kind of like a mix of Elvis and Roy Orbison and Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. It's actually pretty bad, but it's so bad that it's good. The reason why he go ahead.
Sorry. No, you're right.
The reason why he gets into music is because his brother, who was more talented, they got into a machete fight playing around as children, and he cut his brother in half. So he had to become a musician and be just as famous as his brother would.
Oh, fuck. That's terrible. I love it.
Yeah, the whole it's called Walk Hard. Yeah, Walk Hard: The Legend of Dewey Cox. And it's bad, but anytime like I see it on, or I'm surfing through the illegal streaming channels that I allegedly watch, If I see Dewey, if I see Walk Hard on there, I will click on it. I can't help it. But yeah, technically, I guess that's not a biopic.
Would Walk the Line count? That Johnny Cash one? Would that
Yeah, the one with Joaquin Phoenix.
In that case, we'll put that in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Joaquin Phoenix, but he still creeps me out.
Maybe because he looks like a mutant, and the only reason he's famous is because his brother had talent.
I was going to say it's probably the hair lip.
Oh God! Oh. He claims he didn't have one, but
Nah, it's there.
Well, wait a minute. How does he explain like the cut on his lip?
He cut himself shaving.
It's a hell of a razor blade.
Yeah. I'm just still rocked back by 300 Part 2.
Not worth watching.
From what I remember, it wasn't terrible. I just don't remember it, so I
exactly because it's not rememberable. There was nothing.
It had the evil woman in it.
The original was good, you know, but the other one was just like a wannabe of the original. So
yeah.
You know what? My favorite biopic, the one that I probably watched the most, is the HBO movie, the Rat Pack.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, the one with Ray Liotta and Don Cheadle.
Yeah, and it's got crap, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, that's
good. Ray Liotta in no way looked like, or well, they dubbed it when he sang, but he didn't look like Frank Sinatra at all. But they had the spirit of it. Joe Mantegna doing
that's who I was thinking of.
Shit.
It was Dean.
Dean Martin.
Dean? Was it Dean?
Yeah. He did a hell of a Dean Martin.
Such a good movie.
And I forget who did Peter Lawford, but he did a good job at that too.
Oh, I totally want to watch that now.
Yeah, they got a really good cast. So I have to figure this out. Hey, Kadun, it's rolling at about 5 o'clock. Do you think we should keep going, or do you think the robot surgery was successful?
I think either way, I'm gonna call it.
It's time for you to get nappy?
No, I'm about to throw my phone.
Oh, at someone. Okay, I get it. Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and put the wrap on this. Let's get the ads up for the others. Ta-da! And if you would please, I tell you what, Des, if you'd like to shill, please go ahead and go first.
So I'll probably just do the usual. Magog was here so he can go screw himself. So Beardy and Gulf City.
Okay.
Everyone loves a good beard, and everyone loves a barbarian, so go join Barbarian. It's great.
Yeah, Beardy's pretty awesome.
And his birthday's in 14 hours. Go show him love, damn it.
Oh, okay. I'll send him a happy birthday. Eric?
I put my YouTube link in the chat. I'm going to start doing pull-out sofa couch reviews.
Well, okay then. Oh shit! I forgot. I forgot to put the ads up to the top. The IRS heads are still there. There we go. Gaming.
Oh yeah. Just in case if anybody wants to watch some really cool video games and really good commentary and like really amazing.
Go elsewhere.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, go to PewDiePie. But in case you want some fuckery, then come to my channel, and you get to chat with me. Because I actually prefer when people show up and go into my Discord. So you might want to join my Discord as well, and just pop into my channel and chat with us. It's almost like Doc Griffin type of style. You know, it's more talking and joking around than anything else.
Yeah. So you're saying that there are semi-talent or low-grade celebrities that show up?
No, only No, nobody shows up.
Okay.
No, nobody shows up.
Wow. Pina just posted an interesting comments in the chat.
You're a drunk slut who cannot be trusted. Oh, come on. With this panel, you have to put a name to it.
Chances are it's gaming.
I'm not even drunk. You're the drunk one, bitch.
I'm not a slut, though.
Yes, you are.
Look, we're all sluts, all right?
Then I can be trusted.
Well, wait a minute. Sluts don't charge money. Whores do. So...
Yeah, no, I'm a slut. Yep.
So I don't know where you fall in that category. I've just not wanted to delve into that part of your life. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It is gaming.
Yeah, it's gaming.
Confirmed.
What the? Who the fuck said that?
Pinoid.
Go fuck yourself, you fucking asshole. White vanilla monkey.
Yeah. Okay. Addy.
I have nothing.
Is there anybody you'd like to recommend?
Well, once again, I would say that if you dislike Mundane Matt, look up a channel called Jarbo the Hutt. It's very funny. It's an entire channel dedicated to making fun of him.
Yeah, those fucking edits are amazing.
They are.
I'll go there just for the name.
Yeah, I think I'll have to look that up.
It's if you haven't heard it before, it is pretty funny.
Kadun, is there anybody that you would like to promote before you are charged with second-degree manslaughter?
Yes, I like gaming and yelling. Go
All of them. I like gaming and yelling. I like Addy. I like Doc. I like all the people. I like them. Good. Yay. Do the thing.
Especially like gaming and yelling. He's awesome.
You know, just for that, not gaming and yelling.
Oh, what the?
You know, when you
go watch Anubis. There you go.
You know, when you did that, you sounded like someone who would have stuffed their mother and put her in a rocking chair for 30 years.
Well, I do call you mommy sometimes. So
I know. Hey.
Oh, you stop. So I guess that leaves it up to the stuff that I'll repeat, which is down in the descriptor. There's Kadun's Twitter. There's also her YouTube. So yeah, go do a like, go do a sub. Maybe one of these days she'll do another video. You never know, so you might as well hit the subscription bell because that works some of the time. Also, to catch my no context tweets, there's my Twitter. Also, I do have a Streamlabs. If you like what I do on the big show or here, please feel free and throw some change at me. And speaking of, I do have a Patreon, and I do have a new Patreon patron, Ghost Dog 999. He has joined in the support of my alcoholism, and I appreciate that.
Hooray!
Oh yeah. I do also have, before I get to the one that Outlaw wants to hear, I do have a link down there for Queensboro custom logo apparel. These are the guys who did the Medicare hat, and they're doing my Doctor On Call hat, which, I have a story about that I'll tell next time. If you remind me. But let's clear the phlegm out here.
If you're looking for the finest in bootleg Medicare merchandise, look no further than Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store, now featuring Insomnia Ramble Stream merchandise. So, stop by Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store and buy something. Damn it.
And with that, we'd like to thank everybody who came out on the stream and everybody in the chat. Of course, in the stream tonight, we got to hear from Magog of Morskar, Sir Adamantine, Gaming and Yelling, Pinoid News, Eric Holmes, and Desmarie. And so, this, of course, show would not be fun, and we would not be back if we didn't have the support of our chat and our friends who dropped by in the stream. We thank you all. From my magnificent, magical, malevolent, maleficent co-host, Kadut, and myself, Doc Griffin, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, and if you could just do me one little favor, leave the money on the dresser. Bye.